Glaze Fest.
Y'all, I can give you 4,000 reasons why he's a GOAT. I can even give you 37 reasons why he's the GOAT. Happy birthday, Steph Curry. But we talking about an 11-time All-Star, a 2-time scoring champ, 4-time NBA champ, 1-time Finals MVP. We're talking about a steals champ. That matters to some people. 10-time All-NBA, 2-time MVP, 2-time All-NBA MVP. We are talking about the greatest shooter to quite simply ever grace a basketball court. Once again, happy birthday, Steph Curry, and happy 4,000th career three-pointer made.
Shout out. GOAT. Top 3 offensive player ever. I don't want to hear nothing. Top 3 offensive player ever. One of the best shooters of all time. Ray Allen, Steph Curry. I'm not going to lie. Peja Stojakovic had a run there too. Shout out, man. Shout out to my boy Ox.
I think the next closest guy is James Harden. He's the next closest to Steph Curry. I think he's like 800. Did
he pass Reggie already?
Yeah.
Ray Allen. He passed Ray Allen too.
Yeah, he's second.
No. James. Yeah, he is.
James Harden is second all time on the long ball.
That's funny because if it's funny because when James Harden did that, he didn't. I don't remember the acclaim stopping the game and all that stuff, like the different stuff, but.
Yeah, James Harden's at 3,127.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up for y'all.
That's 873 threes behind Steph Curry.
Dame is 2794, and then Ray Allen is 2973. So Dame by early next season will pass him, maybe mid-season next year.
How many more years you think Curry got? Just
4,000 threes.
How many more years do you think he got playing?
At least 2.
3.
I was thinking 3 more seasons. I don't see Curry
play out his contract, right? That's 27, 28?
27,
28, 29.
You know what?
He did sign a 2-year extension, which is the thank you money that we always talked about. Yeah.
Him and Bron should link up and be like, yo, we finna do our farewell tour together.
Yo, John.
Make the NBA some real money.
KD needs to come get with him too.
Glaze.
So if that's the case, KD needs to go get with him too and do his farewell tour.
They know what it is. It'll be like, yo, we gonna.
Yeah, so Steph only has 1 more year on that deal.
And we gonna have the NBA just
and James Harden.
I think James Harden may play.
Forget it. Dwight, you come back too and do a farewell tour with him. Come on, John.
Nah, hell no. We gonna have the 3. We gonna have the big 3. We gonna have the big 3 of my era.
Let me make sure I'm understanding you, John. So the Golden State Warriors are going to give you Steph Curry and allow you to have a LeBron James Steph Curry farewell tour. They're going to do that for you
without giving them Austin Reeves.
If we get enough people started,
I'm not even talking about the trade, Swiper. I'm talking about the farewell tour. Steph Curry's going to have a farewell tour in a Laker jersey. I'm going to jump through this window right now. I'm going to lose. Who got
a better record in the finals versus each other, John?
Don't worry about that.
What was it? 3-1, Steph?
Yeah.
Yes.
I ain't going nowhere. You coming here? You come to where you took else. That's what I would say.
Well, okay, this is what we're not doing because Swiper, John, do not fall for this because Swiper turning this into something. This is about Steph Curry. This is about Steph Curry cracking the 4,000 point mark. This ain't about him and James.
I was pushing back to the propaganda from John D.
Don't fall for that. This is about this dude having. I believe that over the course of his career, because he just started cracking them. Not just started, but he started cracking the long ball like around year 3. Where he was up to like 253s a year. So you would have to do that in order to get the 4,000. I'm thinking for 15 years at 253s a year. Steph Curry still, like you just said, John, he probably got 3 more years. If I could get 3 more years at 200 threes a game, that's 600 more threes. So 4,600 threes. I'm not going to be allowed to see the next.
Steph Curry started taking 600 threes a year in year 4, that 12-13 year when they mopped they mopped the Nuggets in the first round. John D doesn't remember that. He wasn't a Warriors fan at that time. But I do very vividly. I was Ty Lawson series.
These are all regular season threes?
Yeah, I'm looking at the regular season threes. Yep.
Like postseason doesn't count?
Nope.
Well, no.
Well, keep in mind that's a whole nother 618 threes.
Yeah, I look at it right now.
Like that. I don't understand that. If I play, you know what I'm saying? I think that should all count. Like, they don't do that in football, do they?
Yeah, they do in football too. They don't count those.
Don't they?
They don't count.
They do not count playoff and regular season.
Oh, okay. So Jerry Rice really the GOAT.
Well, Travis Kelce is on his tail and everything in the playoffs, but
we're not. No.
In the playoffs, he is like he's.
Let's get back to I'm not having Travis Kelce conversation when we talking about Jerry.
We're not going to talk about them weak ass.
Well, no, I'm telling you that's what happened. That's what's happening.
I'm just saying.
Swiper's just stating the fact. That's all Swiper doing. Is stating the fact. That's all.
Yeah, I got you. I defended you when you weren't on here in front of this casual Ron. I said Peja Stojakovic belongs on that list of greatest shooters of all time with Steph.
But
he's in the conversation, but he's not.
It's the conversation.
Top 3.
But look though, we got so yesterday on Chill with Chill. If y'all missed it, I'm sorry for you. Yesterday on Chill with Chill, we was talking about this, right? And we got to understand that James Harden at number 2 is closer to Paul Pierce than he is to Steph Curry, as far as 3-pointers made. And Paul Pierce is at number 9. Like, there's a huge gap from Steph Curry and the rest of the dudes. Like, James Harden's closer to 9 than 1, and he's number 2.
What does that say? And what does that say about how good Steph Curry is as a long ball shooter? If the gap is that wide. And by the way, James Harden just entered. He just entered number 2. I think he just did it last season, where he cracked the number 2 spot. But up until then, he was number 3. As far away from he is as to Steph Curry, he's closer to Paul Pierce, who wasn't really a long ball shooter like that in an era where you didn't shoot the long ball. He's in an era where you shot the long ball.
It's not Paul Pierce though. I think Oxme's Paul George. Paul Pierce is like 11.
Paul George.
Well, here's the list. Here's the list of top 10 right here.
Yep.
So obviously you got these 5 right here. Dame at 4. Clay at 5th, but then when you keep going, you got Reggie at 6, LeBron at 7, Kyle Korver at 8, Paul George at 9, and then half man, half amazing.
That's 5 for Vince to be 10. But yeah, okay. So Paul George, I see Paul, and I obviously think Paul Pierce. But yeah, Paul George, he's closer to Paul George than Steph.
Who's the worst 3-point shooter in the top 10? Is that Bron?
Bron. That's the you heard the trigger word, right, Ron? Did you hear the trigger word? The worst one.
But chill, that's a trigger sentence.
It is.
Trigger statement.
Right. It is.
And the thing about it is, though, chill. Be that as it may, we all kind of know who it is.
I know who it is.
Vince Carter?
No, it's James.
It's Bron.
But here's the thing, though. Like, if Bron was doing what he's doing this year throughout his whole career, would he be worse up there?
They would be called. He would have got made fun of playing like this. By the way, in 2000s.
Not if he was making them.
No, we would have called him whatever you think Jason Tatum is getting right now. He would got worse in 2000s.
He just wouldn't be allowed to do that, Ron. Not in 03. Not
he wouldn't.
Nobody did that.
Bron
no one did that.
By 09, all right, I'm not saying 03. By 09, Bron could do no wrong.
If he would have started, let's say when he got to Miami.
Man, people are lying on Bron, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
What are we lying about?
But remember, Bron was getting called when Jordan was getting called in the 80s. They thought Jordan was an all-time great scorer who could never win anything. And Skip Bayless himself said he'll never win anything. Because
Bron being called an all-time great scorer?
Yeah, LeBron was being called all-time great. But they said they didn't
call all-time great
scorer. No, he wasn't. No, they didn't consider him a scorer until later.
With everything that you just said, Swiper, Ron, I just want to reiterate to the people. The Warriors have only lost once since acquiring Jimmy Butler. Steph Curry has been nothing short of fantastic in this run. I think he's averaging almost 30 a game and almost 7 assists.
Yeah,
he just cracked the 4,000 3-point mark yesterday. He's still able, which is blowing my mind when I watch him at the age that he's at, because that burst isn't there like it used to be with him. I'm not going to argue that. The burst isn't there like it used to be. That twitch isn't there. I still see it. I still see it from time to time, but it isn't there consistently like it used to be. But man, can he still get that shot off? He still can get that
12 threes a game since Jimmy Butler got there, and he's making 42% of those threes.
And he can, in the space that he can still create I ain't even talking about just off the strength that he can shoot the ball, the space that he can still create when he has the ball, how shifty he still is at this age. And I still think that I'm gonna get 3 more years of Curry before he hangs him up. And in those 3 more years, I'm looking at another 500-600 threes that I think I could get from Steph Curry. Yes, sir.
I don't think it's ridiculous to think that maybe Steph could crack 5.
That's
and
a lot.
Y'all just stay with me. Just stay with me for a
5
second.
more years, Ron.
I'm with you, Ron. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you, Ron.
Look, he's at 250 plus right now, and
Sure.
we still got what 20 more games.
Yeah.
Steph might in 20 more games. What do you think he could do? What can he?
How many
3?
Well, how many? So we got 20 more in your estimation, Ron. So we got 20 more games. What is he averaging? 4 threes a game?
4 games, 4.5.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
with Jimmy,
80,
who knows?
so that's-
Swiper with Jimmy, how many?
That's
Is he
on average,
5,
Ron.
6?
That's on
No,
average.
he's averaging 4.4 over the season. With Jimmy there,
Right.
post All-Star break, how much is he averaging?
Which
It gotta be at least 5.
What are you talking about?
How many threes is he making?
Oh,
Since
making
Jimmy got
42% of 42% of 12. So
That's 5, bro.
yeah, that's 5.0.
Right. So that's another 100 threes.
So 100?
And then that's another 100 threes in the next 20. No, that's not-
Okay, so are y'all tracking with what I'm saying now?
That's another 100
Woo!
threes. But
So we talk about the rest of this season. So now
Right.
let's say we don't even gotta say 100. Let's say he finishes with 490, 475. Another season, and we can expect it to teeter down, but let's just say he does 3 more seasons at 300. He's knocking on that 5,000 door.
I think he finishes around. I think he finishes around. I know that's ridiculous. I think he finishes around 47. I think he could finish if he played 5 more seasons, which I don't think he will. But if he played 5, that's 42 years old that he's still in the league. At 42 years old, he's still in the league. If he played 5 more seasons at 200 threes, that's another 1,000. That's another 1,000 threes. Ray Allen. I think his last 2 years he played with the Miami Heat. And this was just long ball shooter Ray Allen. I think he was at 180. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was at 180. The last season, I think he was at 188. And the year before that, I think he was at 200. If I'm not mistaken. Steph Curry, if Steph Curry can still at 40 years old give me 200 threes in a season, at 40 years old, if he can still give me 200 threes in a season, that's impressive, man. That is impressive. This guy, he really revolutionized the game from the long. When I say revolutionized it, I mean he expanded it from what it already was. We was tripping, right, John D? We were bugging out when the 7 seconds or less offense was averaging 25 threes a game. This is a team that's averaging 25 threes a game. Curry, is it ridiculous that we've seen guys shoot 23s in the game? Just one guy shoot 23s in the game. This team was averaging 25 threes, and they were at the top of the league. So to enhance that the way Curry and Klay Thompson have enhanced that and made the game even bigger than what it is now, it's been incredible.
Well, the thing about that too, as far as team shooting, like when Steph and Klay start really up in their threes, it was kind of mostly just them shooting the threes. Nowadays, you got everybody on the team firing up threes. So you know what I'm saying. So the amount of threes have risen exponentially. Where not just 1 or 2 guys are shooting more. So now you got your 5-man getting up 3 or 4 threes a game. You got your power forward out there getting 4 or 5 threes a game. Yep. And then the 1 through 3, them dudes shooting 8, 10. So you know what I'm saying? It's an exponential rise in how many threes are being shot per game. It's crazy.
Well, Ox, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, Ox, because when the game changes like that, what changes the game like that? Well, what changes the game like that is winning. So if Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are cracking the long ball the way that they are, but it's not really resulting in anything, nobody really cares because that was the consensus on both Klay and Steph. On Klay and Steph, you can't win as a jump shooting team. No, that's not what the NBA is. Only except, and Mark Jackson told us that this is the future right here. He told us that in 2013. But now all of a sudden, these guys are winning. And they're winning, like going away. Okay, this is the future of basketball. If we got to win, if we're going to try to win, we got to start doing it like this right here in order for us to win. And to add to that point, Ox, if I'm going to be able to stick around, not just as a guard, but as a player, I got to put this in my game. Otherwise, I'm not going to be around.
Walk with me.
Walking.
Steph Curry.
You walk too slow, bro. You walk too slow.
Steph Curry.
You're a football player, Ox. That's how football players are. Football players walk slow.
Steph Curry for Jaylen Brown. Steph Curry goes to Celtics. How many threes did he get up next year? 15 a game in that system? 15? I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I wouldn't.
Yo, that wouldn't even be funny.
I couldn't watch that.
Like, so hey, if Steph over there, Joe Mazzulla, do what you do, buddy.
Yeah, do what you want to do.
Have fun right now, Ron. I'm telling you right now. Adam Silver is putting a kibosh on that shit. He like, hell no. No way are we trying to hear that. No.
23 a game, making 9 of them.
Oh, man.
I'm not mad at it. I just couldn't watch it. Hey, real quick, I'm curious. So 19 was Toronto, then 21 was the Bucks, and then y'all won in 23, right? How many threes were those teams shooting? And the Lakers in 20 as well. Like, were they? I mean,
every year.
Well, I mean, just like on average per game. Like, those championship teams, like the Bucks, the Lakers, and then y'all in 23. Like, were they?
Well, the Nuggets were last.
Okay, so were those heavy?
Nuggets were 25th a game, 25th in the league at 31.2 threes per game.
So that was at the bottom of the league in long balls.
Yeah, they were 25th, and then if we look at
and see, that's what I'm just saying, not to say, like, I think we also are kind of getting it, you know, we're getting confused in it as well. Like, yeah, those Warriors shot a lot of threes, the Celtics shot a lot of threes, but has that always been the winning formula?
The Lakers took 31.6 too. So,
yeah,
but we can just look at style of plays and just know that wasn't the method of play. You know, LeBron and AD wasn't chucking a bunch of threes in 20. You know, Giannis often centered around Giannis, even though Giannis always had shooters around him. But remember, they had Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's not at that point, he wasn't a heavy 3-point shooter. Chris Middleton, even though he could shoot, he was more so in the mid range. You had Brook Lopez the space. But they still didn't shoot that many threes. And the next year, obviously, you had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. So they were a 3-point shooting team. But obviously, you know, the Warriors play basketball. So they still back cutting and all of that.
But so I'm saying that to say, like, through the past decade, besides the Warriors and then the Celtics, has that really been the winning formula in the league?
No, if I remember correctly,
yes,
the Celtics were the first team. I have to go back and check. Off the top of my head, they were the first team to lead the NBA in 3-point volume in like a long time and win a title. And if somebody else did it, they're one of few. So
last team to do it. I want you to keep going.
What's the last team to do it?
Keep going. So Houston in '94. They was the last team to do it.
There you go. So
to win the NBA.
But it never happens.
Remember though, the Celtics aren't when we watch the game, it's glaring how many threes they shoot. But the Celtics, especially last year, they weren't built on the 3-point shot.
Yeah, they were.
The Celtics are built on defense.
No, the Celtics.
Drew Holiday,
the Celtics.
I'm locking you up. Derek White, I'm one of the best.
They took 48% of their shots from 3 last year.
No, I understand that.
I think that's why
they are a better. Last year, they were a better defensive team than they were a 3-point defensive team.
But they beat you by it. They were a better defensive team, but they also were like destroying people from the long ball, including the match.
You're right, Ron. You're right. But I think also I'm just, so definitely you got to be a good defense to even compete for a championship, right? So you're 100% right about that. But also I'm saying, like, on the offensive end of the floor, primarily I'm talking about their offense was, the foundation was getting up that 3 ball, right?
So what? I mean, and yeah, I'm not denying that, but I'm saying, what do you guys think was more important to their success? Their defense last year, or you think the threes were?
All of it, but they're threes. To go through the NBA in that playoff series, it was probably their defense. But like the whole run for them, everybody was questioning them what they're doing, not because their defense. They had the number 2 defense in the league last year. So like, I don't think anybody was not sold on that. It was just like no one had ever seen like an offense like this win and go through, NBA Finals run. And I don't even think most of us were sold on it either, except for Chill.
But to add to Ron's point, the reason why they traded Marcus Smart, the reason why they traded Marcus Smart for Drew Holiday, the same logic is applied to why they traded Drew Bledsoe. I can call him Drew Bledsoe, Eric Bledsoe for Drew Holiday, because we need somebody to stretch the floor. And Drew Holiday can stretch the floor. He might not be Klay Thompson in terms of a knockdown long ball shooter. No, he's not that. But we need somebody to stretch the floor. And a team like the Golden State Warriors, when they started shooting the long ball, this is the future of basketball. Now, is this formula the only formula for winning? No, you still got to rebound. You still got to defend. Right? You still got to take care of the basketball. You still got to do those other things. But we have to now implement this because now, as we all know, the threes are more than two. And when you have shooters like that are shooting at that volume, we have to be able to combat that. We can't just do that with just getting layups and pounding the ball into our big guy. No, we have to be able to stretch the defense like these guys do. And that was just part of the winning formula. Ox, if I came off saying that was the only way to win, no. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying though, what I am saying though is that was added to what we were trying to do because we have to be able to combat that the way that those guys shoot. We can't just we can't just trade buckets 3s for 2s, especially with those dudes. We can't do it.
I mean, you seen everybody at that point was trying to with the Warriors trying to shoot it out with Clay and Steph. A lot of teams went that route. Like you really came onto this court and wanted to have a shootout with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Like this is the OK Corral. Like that's a formula for failure. But my bad though, John D. What you saying?
I think one of the more underrated teams in this change of eras is the Rockets, because when you look at the Warriors and how they were playing and how their team was constructed, I don't think a lot of teams in the NBA were looking like, oh, okay, we're gonna go get guys of the caliber of Steph, Clay, and KD. So when people saw the Houston Rockets back in 2018, they had a comfortable 3-point attempt lead on the NBA. They had a 7-3 gap between 1 and 2, and they also won 65 games that year with guys.
Those makes are attempts you're talking about.
Those are attempts, and when it comes to 3-pointers made, they also led the league in that as well. So.
Well, we talked about that before,
like
John D.
PJ Tucker, Chris Paul, CP3, guys that can run your offense. You get a guy like Clint Capella down low. You run
Gerald Green.
You space it out. You get a guy like Mike D'Antoni who prioritizes getting to the rim and shooting threes. I think that's what really made the turn the league onto that, because if I'm a GM, I'm not going to be able to go get Steph, Clay, and KD. I mean, it can happen, but I think it's a more surefire thing that I can go get a guy like Trevor Ariza. I could go get a guy like PJ Tucker, and they can space the floor for me, and I can have that ball dominant player that can really orchestrate a top tier offense. So I think the Houston Rockets had a really big contribution to the 3-point jump. And if you look at the Warriors through this dynasty era, I think they were number 1 in threes once. I think they always led in the mid range because Steph really created open looks for everyone around him, even in transition. When you watch the finals, Kevin Durant got so many wide open layups in transition because there's 3 guys collapsing on to Steph Curry. You know, they led the league in assisted dunks or assisted rim attempts. So a lot of that is not just the 3-pointers that are going up, but Steph could go 0 for 30 in a week stretch and people are still going to guard him like he just went 27 for 30.
Because he could at any point he could do
exactly.
That.
You know, so people, it's always going to open the offense up. And I think that's why Houston was always either in the same realm or ahead of them from 3.
Well, that's why we talked about this months ago, though, that the real revolution for the 3-point shot for the NBA came from Houston. It did not come from Golden State. Golden State initiated the first action, but Houston became everybody, like the entire team became involved in that offense, and from especially that 15, 16, 17, 18 run. And then after that, that's when like the explosion happened around the league. But that's why, but me and Chill were talking about this the other day. That's why I said the league is different than it was 2 years ago. Like even 2 years ago when the Nuggets won, that offense is not outdated, but like that offense is kind of, it's rudimentary to a little bit, because the next year the Celtics turned it up a notch, and then they turned it up again this year, and then Cleveland copied that, and then now you got a lot of bad teams copied that style to stay in games, and which is why you get these crazy games from the Wizards and these other teams. But then next year, with more talent and more guards coming into the league, man, I mean, honestly, 3 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if like you got, I'm not gonna lie, you get 3 or 5 teams that 50% of their shots are coming from 3.
Hey, but what if
I understand why I despise Mike D'Antoni. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what if that only works in a regular season, and then when you get into the playoffs, then we get to the playoffs, like they always change. I wonder, like, is it possible that the GMs will be like, all right, this is just a regular season game. In the playoffs, you need more strategy, because they have bigs in the playoffs that's unplayable because of that strategy. They have so many other things that goes wrong in the playoffs, and it's like I agree with Swiper. Swiper just said the Rockets pretty much revolutionized this, not the Warriors. I agree, because the Warriors shot a lot of twos. Like the Warriors shot a lot of mid-range shots. They had mid-range assassins on their team. I'm talking about from David West to Sean Livingston to
Clay played in the mid range too.
Clay played in the mid range at that time too. So it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
man, you had
Andre Iguodala played in the mid range.
Not even Andre Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala. Let's see. We had a bunch of different dudes. Who am I thinking about?
No, David West was on those teams too.
Leandro Barbosa played in the mid range too.
Barbosa played in the mid range.
Like it's just like this is what I'm just saying. Like I think that people looked at Steph and Clay as like they look at Steph and Clay as if just because what they was doing was extraordinary, that was actually what their strategy was. Like it was their strategy for them. It wasn't their strategy for everybody else on the team. And I think
that was just part of what we were doing. That's it.
Yeah,
that's a byproduct of it, because when you're running that action, when you're running Steph off the baseline to a down pick by let's say Sean Liv or Andre Iguodala or something, and Draymond Green has the ball here. When everybody's running to this shooter because he's proven for 2-3 years he's the most lethal dude. Now we get that slip right there from Andre Iguodala, which turned into a lot of Andrew Wiggins doing that for the past 3 or 4 years. How long he's been there? Yeah. That's a byproduct of being the best two shooters in the NBA. So while I understand what y'all are saying about the Houston thing, all of that only happens because these dudes shot the league out. Shot the lights out of every arena for the past 4 years, y'all. So I get what y'all saying as far as who y'all want to give credit for it, but I mean,
real quick, Jordan, stay right there, Jordan. Stay right there, Jordan. What you're telling me is that the long ball, that's just setting you up for the other stuff that we do too. Is that what I'm understanding from you?
All the other stuff is a byproduct. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a byproduct of that. Okay. So eventually Houston was shooting more threes than them. Right. But why
everybody on the team was shooting more threes though? The Warriors.
Yeah, but that's why I said before
mass shooting.
Right. That's what I said before you got here, Jordan. Was that it rose exponentially from these two dudes being our shooters to other teams now. We're not just having these two dudes shoot. We're gonna have everybody shoot.
We have to.
Yeah.
We have to.
But why? We have to. Like, so I can't have two people competing with Steph and Clay.
No,
I gotta have five people out here shooting Steph and Clay.
Why it doesn't work though. But that's exactly why it doesn't work though.
Well, yeah, but that's my point. And that's my point. So while I don't think we're really revolutionizing something if we not winning. You know what I'm saying? These dudes did it one.
To be fair, they did win. They did win. They just couldn't win.
They couldn't
win.
And also, Jordan, to be fair, that strategy did work. I mean, y'all was on the doorstep.
I mean,
y'all was right there.
Yes. No, I'm not saying that it didn't work. I'm saying that it doesn't work. Hold on, because I'm saying it doesn't work. Like, I'm saying it doesn't work for teams around the NBA. Like the Celtics is an outlier. But it doesn't work for teams around the NBA because we even can say that the Rockets shot a lot of threes. But you know what they equalizer for them shooting a lot of threes? James Harden get to the free throw line 17 times a game, 16 times a game. These teams lose sight of that strategy and they just have everybody shooting so many threes and they don't get to the free throw line as much as James Harden did to neutralize. We don't have a mid-range game. We can't keep up with Steph and Clay, but they can't keep up with me getting to the free throw line while time is stopped.
I also want to add this point in here because a lot of people I think don't know this, which is fine because the NBA doesn't cover this kind of stuff. The Warriors to this day, they're the second most cuts to the basket in the NBA behind the Nuggets. Like that has been the
point. That's Ox's point.
That's been their offense for 10 plus years. They cut.
That's fine, but how do you know that?
Cut, slip. You can look it up. Cut, slip. Yeah, you can look at. Yeah, you can look.
But Spike, is that not a byproduct of having lethal shooters beyond the 3-point? They had Klay Thompson and now they got Buddy Hield. Now I know for some reason y'all swear Buddy Hield can't shoot or whatever it is y'all got going on with this Buddy Hield thing. But has he not shot more? Has he not made just as much, if not more, threes than Steph and Klay in the past 5 years? So it's like they replaced the lethal shooter with another lethal shooter. These cuts are byproducts of we cannot let Steph and Klay, now Steph and Buddy, just get off threes. Moses Moody, all the shooters that they got over there, that the cuts, the layups, that's instead of going inside out how it used to be back in the day, the Warriors for the past 10 years have been going outside in, making it to where these cuts are wide open. They're readily available because I got a shooter there, and a shooter here. You got to pick your poison. And after a while, you get tired of a team making 43s on you. You got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a byproduct. I know I've said that word 50 times.
So We were just talking about Jordan. You made a good point about James Harden being able to get to the free throw line, which kind of neutralizes the 3-point shooting. I think what neutralizes Boston's 3-point shooting is them being able to really limit the 3-pointers that the opposing team gets. Boston does a really good job at making sure you don't get up as much threes as they do. That's one thing. And I also think the next revolution of teams that we're going to see from further on the 3-point line, we're about to start seeing a lot of teams prioritize athleticism, switchability, speed, size, strength. The way OKC guards Boston is probably the best in the league. Just being able to send two to the ball with knowing that you have a player that can rotate fast enough to get a hand up against these shots and having a solid rim protector and having all guys that work on one accord. So if you're going to prioritize speed, strength, athleticism, defense, and have a few guys offensively that can carry you through, I think that's a really good plan moving into the future, especially if you're going to be building teams from the 3-point line in. So I definitely think there's some ways to combat this over the next few years, especially if you have that athleticism to switch, rotate, trap, and then there's just teams that don't shoot the ball as well, but feel as though they have to.
But John D,
again,
what they got in OKC though. What they got in OKC, just real quick, Ron, before you move on. What they got in OKC is different, John. You can't just put that defense in with another team. You got to have 7, 8 guys, 9 guys that are bought into that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, every team can't just be like, let's run that OKC defense. No, you can't do that because everybody don't got a pack of dogs that understand if we buy in on defense, it makes our offense so much more potent. You know what I mean? So while I hear what you're saying, I just don't know if that's something that can be replicated. Like for instance, like what when we're talking about the Rockets, they might have shot a lot of threes, but they didn't do it like the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they were as bought in to the off-ball movement, moving the ball, or were they just kind of watching James dribble, pass it here. Now you shoot it. It's just you might try to put it in, but it's might not hit the same.
How many threes per game does OKC average in relatively to the league? Where are they ranked?
I don't think they're in the top 10 in the league. No.
Yeah.
They are
15, something like that.
They're middle
they
of
don't
the
shoot
pack.
Don't shoot
Oh, they're 10.
Okay.
They're
they
10.
don't shoot a lot.
They're 39 a game.
Once again, I do want to throw this out.
Just moved into that because they weren't there the whole season. They weren't.
The Celtics, the Warriors, whatever iteration of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson Warriors, and then those Houston Rockets teams, those are anomalies. And I'm going to tell you what's the anomaly. It's not the 3-point shot. Yes, they are shooting, you could say at historic rates and all of this good stuff, and they have the shooters. Okay, cool. It's been other teams that had shooters too. What these other teams didn't have was elite defenses to go with their shooting.
That's a fact.
Once again, the Boston Warriors were, I think they were the best equipped team to play defense and lock up anybody. They could switch it all 5 positions. You got 5 big, strong defenders that can lace up and lock you down one-on-one. That's this iteration of the Boston Celtics. When you go to that Warriors team, I got Klay Thompson, who is an elite defender at that moment in time. I got
Ron, say that one more time. Ron, say that one more time about Klay Thompson because I don't think people understand the defender that he was, Ron, on the perimeter. One more time, say it again.
An elite defender, Klay Thompson. Elite. I'm strapping you up. Me by myself, I'm locking you up. Then we bring Andre Iguodala off the bench, who's arguably a better defender than Klay Thompson at that moment in time. Sure. And then I still have other good defenders. I still got, Harrison Barnes was overlooked just because I'm here with these guys. Harrison Barnes was a hell of a defender at that time. But the whole defense started and ended with arguably the best defender in the league at that time, Draymond Green. So that whole team was elite on defense.
And to your point, John.
And then even if we go back to that Rockets team that you were talking about, Chill, we got the best defender of all time anchoring our defense.
Yes,
so we could get away with, everything that we doing on offense. Not to say they was just chucking up threes, but we can get away with shooting more threes because we got Hakeem Olajuwon.
Fair enough.
I just do want to say the Wizards shooting 45 threes a game. It's not gonna work for you guys because you guys don't have an elite defense yet. They might get there, but yet.
The reason why the Denver Nuggets run their offense the way that they run their offense is because they got a big guy who's a revolutionary big with the skill set that hasn't been seen. That's why they run their offense like that. We can't, amongst the other 29 teams in the league, we can't run our offense like that. Why? We don't have that, and we can't replicate that. And what these other teams, to Jordan's point, try to do is they try to replicate that with Steph Curry. They try to replicate that with Klay Thompson, and they get blown up. And to your point, Ron, when you're talking about playing defense, John D, I think the Celtics, there's only 3 other teams in the league that defend better at the long ball line than the Celtics. They're in the top 10 in the league and attempts defended against. So when you're talking about, to your point, when you're talking about playing defense, I can't just get up and down the floor and just outshoot teams. No, that's not going to work. We have to, at some point, slow teams down. And because we live in a 3-point revolution in terms of the NBA, if we're not slowing anybody down, it turns into, you guys know how I feel about this punch drunk boxer logic, where I think I can hit you more than I can stop you from hitting me. That only goes so far. Eventually, I got to slow you down.
Flipping the coin.
Eventually, I have to slow you down. And when you see these teams at the end of the season, the Golden State Warriors are a prime example of that. When the Golden State Warriors were winning the NBA championship in 2015, when they won the NBA championship, they had the best defense in the league. In 2016, I think they had the 3rd best defense in the league. In 22, when they won the NBA championship, they had a top 3 defense in the league. In 17, they had the best defense in the league. These teams that Steph Curry is on, and he's a part of that too. Because as much as we talk about Steph Curry, I'm not going to say Steph Curry is a defender like that, but Steph Curry will compete. He 100% will compete on defense. I definitely have to give him credit for that. And one more thing before I turn it over to you guys. Jordan, you talked about Houston. One of the other reasons why this 3-point revolution went over to the way it went over, Steph Curry won the league MVP. James Harden won the league MVP. This is clearly a formula for winning. If these guys are winning league MVPs and first team All Pros, we can build our unit around guys like this. The problem is that
but
everybody
it's context to it too, and it's context to it too. Like I said, Steph Curry won the league MVP. He had an all-around game with a team that had all-around game. Like I said, the Warriors' main thing was Klay and Steph shooting a lot of threes. It wasn't the whole team like that shooting a lot of threes. I'm not saying they didn't shoot threes. And the same concept with James Harden is like, yeah, James Harden won a league MVP, but he averaged the most free throws in the NBA, attempts in the NBA. So it's like with I think they had a top 5 defense that year. So like it's context to these teams thinking, I'm gonna shoot all these shots, I'm gonna shoot all these threes, and it should work because the Warriors did it. And it's like, no, y'all are missing the context of what the Warriors are actually doing. It's glamorous. It's something that everybody think that they can replicate by mass. But no, we got 2 Picasso painters, and everybody else is just scribbling. Like hell no.
He can paint that. I can do that too. I can do that too. No, you can't.
Give me and this is what they said. Give me a team full of Picasso painters, and we gonna replicate what Steph and them doing. And Steph and Klay just licking their chops like, yeah, right. Like you can't do this. We the best 2 shooters in NBA history. Like there's no way y'all replicating this.
And also, like when I'm talking about these, other teams that are trying to do it, I'm not saying that they're doing it. Okay, so this I was talking about to Max. It's like I'm not necessarily saying that they're trying to play like the Warriors. I'm just saying they're trying to get up a lot of shots. So
because they think because the Warriors did it, it works.
Yeah, maybe and to y'all point, like you can't do it the same way the Warriors did it because you don't got Draymond Green. You don't got somebody you don't got somebody that you can get the ball to at the nail or at the top of the key, and he's gonna make the right decision whether or not to get it to the cutter right here, the screener right here who's gonna slip, kick it to the shooter here, kick it to the weak side, attack. Everybody don't got somebody has the IQ of Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you can't do it like that.
Yeah, I also think people don't realize the Warriors had a system. Like all these people shooting all these threes, ain't no system to that. That's just freestyle play, just shooting threes, and people think it's a system. Like, no, it's no system to what they doing. The Warriors had a system. They ran sets damn near every time down.
What was the Rockets system?
But I think a lot of it was
they didn't have no system. James Harden was the system. You heard him?
Well, I think it was like helio. Yeah. It was like a heliocentric type of offense. Heavy pick and roll, heavy isolation, drive and kick. I think
you talking about the Rockets?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, James Harden was the system. James
Y'all
Harden
ready to move on? We've given these Rockets too much time this week. Too much time for a year.
Bruh.
You're such a hater, Ron. Like you understand your job.
I just don't understand
your job is to be your job is to be the mediator, and then you literally will throw
trying to mediate y'all from these badass conversations.
We're all making a fine collective community dish, and here comes Ron spitting in it and ruining it for everybody else. That makes no sense.
He didn't sprinkle some salt on it. He opened up
some salt, some cayenne pepper, just to ruin it, just for no reason. Give credit to the Rockets. You never give James Harden credit. You know that? Never.
Why should I? Okay.
For what? Credit for what? Swiper.
Yeah. Right, I'm done.
He should have.
James Harden would be the best player on any of y'all's franchise ever. So y'all need to respect him 100%.
And what that got to do with anything you talking about? First of all, that's just a lie. That's just a lie. First of all, but second,
over who?
Hey, what do that
over who?
Change.
Over who? Hawks over who? Chris Webber.
Swiper
couldn't tie his shoes.
Keep Chris Webber out of this.
Couldn't tie his shoes.
I'm saying, what do that got to do with anything? You think I gotta like everybody that y'all like? Because of what? Because I know how to flop at the free throw and get to the free throw line.
Oh yeah, that's what he did.
I know how to throw shit up and fall when I shoot. That's what I got. That's what I got. I got to glaze that with y'all. I can't. It ain't even enough room over there.
You know what's so crazy for you and Ron? In like 10 years, when y'all talking to y'all kid and somebody bring up James Harden, your kids, my bad, and somebody bring up James Harden, y'all gonna be like, bro, he was really damn good. That's what y'all gonna say 10 years from now.
I said
it already. Was a hell of a player. He's still winning the game of basketball.
And then Ron gonna say, y'all better start giving him credit.
See, Ron. But now Jordan will see what y'all don't know. He used to be the biggest James Harden fan. I used to be the biggest James Harden fan you'll ever know. You know what happened, Jordan?
You played against him?
Mike D'Antoni happened.
Oh man.
Mike D'Antoni happened. James Harden still come on, baby. But you know, Jordan, I grew up seeing, you know what I'm saying, when I was coming up, James Harden was coming. So I seen this when it was before the league. So I knew how dope James Harden was. And James Harden always been dope. He cold like that. He's a great.
Man, I used to be the biggest Mike D'Antoni fan. I used to be the biggest Mike D'Antoni hater. And then you know what happened? Mike D'Antoni showed up to Houston and changed our franchise. So
he didn't even change our franchise. He
changed our franchise for what?
Hey, he gave y'all false hope.
From Mike D'Antoni
gave us 4 years. Mike D'Antoni gave us 4 years of being contenders, of going to the finals.
Hey, Jordan, chill. She cleaned herself up. She took a shower. She started going to the gym. She shed a few pounds. She went on that vegan diet. Hey, but she wasn't on no vegan diet. What's the one?
She went on a vegan diet with no
the Ozempics or whatever it is. She was taking them Ozempics. Hey, she made you think that she was a changed woman. She made you think.
Nah, James. No, but that's the thing, though, Jordan. It's not even that. All she did was change her appearance. So she didn't start meditating. She didn't start reading. She just changed her appearance. She's still the same person.
So you changed your mindset on her because she looked different. You thought she was different.
No. Y'all missing the point. Y'all missing the point. Y'all missing the point. I changed my mind on her because I spent some time with her, dog. That's how it goes.
My boy sat down and had a convention with her.
You talk bad about her from a distance, and then
sat down with her.
Then she pulled it up on you, and you start thinking, and then she start thinking, damn, she really not what everybody say she is.
That might be the trap, Jordan. That's
the trap.
That's the trap.
I need to spend more time with Ron. That could be exactly what Ox described him to be. I can tell you that much.
I told you
that much. To close this out, I know we got to move on, Ron. But to close this out, Steph Curry has been nothing short of great in terms of a long ball shooter. He's been the revolution, the longevity for him being able to do what he's done for as long as he's done it. It's been remarkable, and I think that there's still some more left. I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to see anybody catch his 3-point record, but I think he laid the foundation for what a great shooter is. And
so why you always say that? I'm over you saying that you don't know if you're gonna be alive. You are young.
But here's the thing. This is why I say that.
He's young. That's young now.
But this is
It's
the
gonna
thing.
take him another 52 years.
That's
No,
what I'm
it
talking about, George.
No,
We
it's
still
not.
think I'm gonna
No,
be
it's
around
not.
50 more years.
No, it's
I'm
not.
not.
Yes, it is, bro.
I'm not gonna be around.
How old? Wait, hold on. How old is Gunnar Curry right now? 3?
I'm not gonna be around 50 more years.
Bro,
I'm not.
Gunnar not even gonna play no basketball.
And his
How
name
you know?
Cannon? I thought his name was Cannon.
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 One
Gunnar,
of them.
look, he calling
One of them
Gunnar
shooters.
like. See, that's
And
crazy.
I
Like he on
Swiper,
trial.
I'm not Swiper. What I'm not doing is I'm not trying to kill myself off or anything like that. What I am saying though is the stuff that happens with guys like Steph Curry, the stuff that happens with guys like LeBron James and that stuff happens once a lifetime. That stuff doesn't come around.
We've seen LeBron before. You've seen LeBron before.
No,
Wilt.
we have.
You saw Wilt.
I was not around when Wilt was playing. I wasn't. I'm trying to tell you, I was not around when Wilt.
Swiper, you disrespect him and then try to give him his props.
Yeah, right?
Wilt played a long time.
I was not around.
He wasn't living that long, Swiper.
I was not.
He gonna say Will played a long time, like he was living that long.
I say that to say that guys like Steph Curry are Haley's Comet, and what Haley's Comet comes around once every 75 years. You don't see it a lot. I think those are guys. I think guys like Steph Curry, guys like that. This is a once in a lifetime player who wasn't that when he first came in. Let's be clear about that right now. It's not like Steph Curry showed up and we all thought that Steph Curry was going to be this amazing long ball shooting guard who was going to be what he turned into. None of us thought.
Chill, who showed up? Chill. What rookie in the last 10 years have showed up as that and then got and then just got off like that and just kept going?
Anthony Edwards just started. He
started that this year.
I know, but he's also like I think he has 1,000 threes already before anybody else. So
I know, but he started that. Yeah, he had a head start. He started shooting 10 a game this year. So
12.
If he does that for 12, I mean, he has to stay healthy. You know, athletic guards, they don't always.
But all I'm saying is, no college player has came out and just came off the Rockets just on the heater.
Trae Young got him up early. He got him up early. He's behind, but he's still behind though. He's still behind.
Exactly. Not like Steph on the heater. Like, nah. He didn't even shoot him in mass like that.
I'm telling you, if Dame would have came out now and not 12, and Dame walked into this league, Dame would get there. Chill.
But
if Dame wasn't here in 12, remember he started the same time Steph did, basically. Like, I mean, if
Steph showed up in 09. I think Dame showed up in what, 11?
12.
The year after, whatever year Kyrie Irving showed up, he showed up the next year.
Yeah. Kyrie was 11, Dame was 12.
Okay. But the thing is this though. They don't even draft those guys who got heaters like that as top 5 options. Like they just draft those guys later in the rounds because everybody want an all-around player now. Everybody want these all-around bigs, all-around small forwards. They don't even draft these guys who just shooters like that in the top.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you did draft one this year. He just didn't get any playing time this year. But
who?
Your boy. Yeah.
Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, he was a shooter. He just went to a system they don't play in.
But Reed Shepherd wasn't necessarily a shooter at Kentucky. Reed Shepherd did a lot of things at Kentucky. But
54% from the 3 ball, he was
on low volume, not very high volume.
I feel you. He get to the summer league. And that joint still hit. It's still hit.
Well, what's volume in the
Tony
league?
Allen shot 40. Tony Allen damn near shot 40% from 3 when he was in college. Like
now, somebody 2K god, he's right. Wemby, Wemby's a sleeper, dog.
The 3 ball is different though. Like what's high volume in college isn't high volume in the league. Like
in the NBA, that's what I'm saying.
You can shoot 5-6 threes a game in college, and you're getting them up. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, y'all know the 3-point line is what 7-8 inches short, maybe even closer than that in college. It's just different. That NBA 3-point line is what
are we arguing? Are we arguing the fact that Reed's not a good?
Well, no. How about?
I'm not arguing anything. I'm just talking.
Yeah. What about Wemby? What about Wemby? Wemby's already taken close to 9, and Wemby's, Lord willing, he plays a healthy career.
Hopefully, he cut that shit out.
Wemby gonna cut it out.
Do you think once he
why
more he's gonna
the game is going? This game is.
But he don't need. That's what I just feel like as somebody who has watched a lot of Wemby, I don't think it's so outside of his game style for him because it's the way that he's getting the shots. Like they're within the motion of the offense. They're writing up the offense for him to take those threes.
It'd be transition and shit. Transition shit.
You know, so it's not like it's forced per se. It's just like he's good at it.
But Swiper. Once he gets so much better in the post, so much closer to the rim, he gonna stop shooting on them damn threes.
No, I'm not.
I don't think it's.
He gonna shoot like 60% from from in the paint.
And he's going to shoot at least 36% from three. We live in on 9 attempts a game.
I don't think it's forced. I just think it's unnecessary. I don't think it's forced. I just think like, why would you shoot that?
Like Zion. That's like Zion. Why would Zion go and start shooting?
They're not the same player. Not the same player. Not the same player.
Can't shoot the way that Wemby shoots though. And then also,
not the same player. And Wemby is probably never going to be the interior scorer Zion is. By the way,
Jordan, we have examples of this though too. Like look at Francis. Look at Embiid.
Yeah.
Look at even Anthony Davis. But then also look at Joker. Joker can score a wheel in the paint. He still shoots a few.
Well, he shoots though because they ain't got no shooters though. That's different. They're backwards off him.
He shoots because
they got two shooters on it. You doing a drive by and you got two shooters in the car. That makes no sense.
Just if you do think about it, Wemby shooting 9 threes a game, I truly do think that's going to go down because he's working on his ball handle. He's going to be able to live in the teeth of the defense. What is a better outcome? Him being in the teeth of the defense.
Do they put another big around him like a 4, John D? In the future, did they put another like as much as they can? Did they put another like Evan Mobley or something around him in the future though? Like with that,
I don't hate that. That.
Like another big. I'm not saying Evan Mobley like, but another big. That's like
they absolutely
that can switch.
Like Jeremy Sohan, Ox is a good option, but I think maybe even above.
Yeah, well, I like Jeremy Sohan, but they definitely need some size because they don't really got. I mean, like Wemby's tall, you know what I'm saying, but they need some size though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a tall.
John D, did you know? And I literally just looked at this. Did you know that Steph Curry, 11 seasons on average, he's given you 723 point attempts on average. He had a season where he shot almost 900 threes.
It's not.
You have to construct your offense solely around that in order to catch this dude for 11. So for more than a decade, you got to give me on average. I ain't even talking about makes. You got to get up over 700 threes again, over 700 threes a season. I know it, Ox. That shit sound goofy as hell. I know it does. Some people don't even shoot that many threes in their whole entire life. In their whole entire career. Steph Curry, I think Steph Curry.
No, he's not talking about career. He's talking about
I'm talking about the life. Chill. I'm talking about from birth.
Right. By next season, but I think by next season, Steph Curry will crack the 10,000 attempts mark for threes. 720 over 700 threes a year for 11 straight years. Good luck.
I mean, but if you look at Steph though, that's somebody that's constantly moving off ball. You never know where he's going to go.
He ain't just standing behind the long ball line. He ain't just doing that.
And they have the personnel for him to do it, though.
You can't
that's what we underestimate.
Yeah, they definitely have the personnel, but it's also like Steph takes it to another level. Like with the constant movement off ball and the fact that he's just such a quick shooter. Like the second he gets the ball, or he would have himself positioned before the ball even touches his hands, for it to go up so fast and be so accurate. That I feel like that kind of shows like how much he would get off a game, because it's like a blink of an eye. You know, you can't necessarily give him that inch of space because it's going to go up so quickly.
All right, y'all. We about to transition right now and talk a little bit about PrizePicks. It's time to make some money, y'all. It's time to run our game, control our game, and win our game. And also, most importantly, use promo code PANEL, because when we do that, we can get 50 back instantly when we play just 5. Now, if you haven't downloaded the app, do that. If you haven't played on the app, watch how we do it right now when we use promo code PANEL. Let's get into it. Yo, Big Ox, how you rocking today? What you got on the moniker?
Today, we just kept it light with 3 picks. As y'all know, we will be on Playback tonight watching the Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. So, you know, we're going to do the Lakers and Nuggets picks. Kept it at 3. First, we're going to start with Nikola Jokic. He's good for that 51.5 PRA, so we took more on that. Of course, with Jamal Murray, we took the less on points and assists. And Luka
Doncic.
And Luka Doncic less on points, rebounds, and assists. 48.5.
All right, cool. I see what you did, Ox. You got Nikola Jokic, Lester, and Luka Doncic. I see. All right. Y'all be sure to tap in tonight on Playback. We got Luka versus Jokic. It's going to be a hell of a game. Y'all already know this. It's going to be a shootout from two of the best, not only superstars, but two of the best European superstars that ever graced the NBA court. So tap in. It's going to be a good night. Also, tomorrow, we got a masterclass dropping at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Pacific. And this is between Chilltown and Delroy. Episode 3 of the parlay. The best debate arena that you guys will ever see. Now, is it Kobe or is it LeBron? Who is better? I guess tomorrow we are just going to have to finally find out who's the better out of those two. Can't wait to see it.
By the way, I would like to complain about the HR.
Here we go.
What
Here we
happened?
go. Hey,
You all-
What
Here we
happened?
go. Here we go with the ball.
Yo, chill. I'm telling you like this.
Here we go.
I would have hated to catch a whooping after Swiper. Like if me and Swiper was cousins grow up together, we at Granny house.
I'm
Oh,
getting
God.
oh my goodness.
I'm like,
Swiper
yo,
gets ass whooping.
Swiper.
My ass has been way worse.
I'm going first. I'm going first.
Swiper, what's the problem, Swiper? HR's on line 1. What's the problem, Swiper? Go.
I didn't have to get whooping as a kid. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I just talked through it.
Because
What?
you was telling. You was
You
telling.
was-
Don't
I didn't-
even.
no reason. I just
You
listened.
want to get your ass
Just
that
talk to
means
me.
telling on everybody.
Just talk. No, just talk to me.
No,
Just talk to me.
See,
You
look,
was
see,
telling
look, see,
on
look.
everybody.
No, there's no problem. See, I know because we're gonna go to black family violence. I'm saying
Ain't no black family violence.
me personally, when I got touched, I got angry. If you just talk to me and made me understand what I did, then I could grow from that and move
Listen,
on. My
but listen,
mother
my-
did a great job with that, which is why I'm able to articulate myself and how I feel to Ox and Ron.
Mhm.
And why when I tell Ox how I feel about something, he can listen. When I tell Ron how I feel about something, he just yells at me. He didn't get that kind of rearing because when he got in trouble.
Damn. Swiper, listen.
Swiper,
Listen. Let me tell you something. About that, right? So, to your point, Swiper, I do agree. I don't think.
Get your
I
mans,
don't think.
yo.
Look, hold on. I don't think whoopings actually work. To be honest with you,
They
They
don't.
really don't.
But-
They really don't.
but I will
They
say
don't.
this. But I will say this. No, they don't. I will say this though.
I used to get my ass.
It built a lot of testosterone it built a lot of testosterone in me because now I realize like you gonna hit me because I did something wrong and I don't know that I did it wrong.
Yeah, well, that's a crazy whooping, but some whoopings are necessary. Like sometimes
Nah,
you
I
need
used-
your ass whooped.
But
But
I think that like
used to make it a thing.
below 7, you probably need a whooping. Anything over 7, you don't need no whooping.
it depends on what you do. I'm just gonna
still
keep
have
it.
not
And on
gotten
top
a
of that,
satisfactory answer.
on top of that, you could also, to Swiper's point, I can explain to you why you got your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying?
Swiper, you
Swiper,
still have.
he ain't
Swiper,
getting no
what's your,
whooping.
okay, so can we
I
get back?
mean, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I
Get back
probably been spanked twice in my life, and I'm saying
That's
you-
funny.
I
That
didn't-
can't even count.
And,
But
and they
you
both
got-
got
you
the
got
dogs.
twice in
And you
3
keep
days
playing with me
before
next
me.
PC weekend, you go get a third
you
one.
exactly
Shit, I
right,
might have got
exactly
spanked. I
right.
might have got spanked twice in one
Ooh.
day a few times. So I
No,
don't
see,
know
that's what I'm
you're talking
saying.
about.
That look, but I'm saying honestly, we think about statistically, it doesn't do anything for
It don't
child
work. I don't
development.
think it works.
That's
It
what I'm
definitely don't
saying.
work.
And again, just to be clear, my folks
why I
are
kept
older.
it.
Shots for ass
My
whoopings?
folks
All
are
right, man,
older.
come
My
on,
folks
let's
are
go.
old enough to be chills folks.
Oh my
Like
God.
my family is, you know what I mean. So, but look, my family's from Baltimore, so it ain't like they didn't get it. It's just they didn't want to transfer that trauma.
It
to the
don't
next
work.
gen.
Bro. It just made me.
Hey.
It just made me be a little bit more sneakier. Like it didn't. It don't really work.
Yeah, that's
like
all it did,
my
bro.
dad.
That's
My
what-
dad has never whooped me in my life. My dad never even yelled at me in my life. Like my dad just.
And that's why you the way you are, Jordan. For that
Right.
reason right there.
Right there, right there. Talk to
That's
him.
exactly why you are. The way you are.
Me and my dad honestly got similar personalities. But
No.
my mom on the other end, it's a little different.
Yeah, she
but-
probably ready to choke the shit out of you. That's probably
Oh,
why.
yeah, but
Yeah, that's what I figured.
but I stopped getting whoopings at like I got so many whoopings. I stopped at like 6th grade because it was like, damn, this boy going to Guinness Record of Hall of Fame ass whoopings. Like that don't work. It became out to you know what worked. You know what worked when my mom and dad used to just be like, I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Like when they
Yep.
stop talking to you,
Mhm.
you kind of feel like a.
Oh, Jordan. The worst was if I had to go to a tournament, like when I got an attitude with my mom one time, and it was like a day before the tournament. She said, "You one more time, you ain't going to Kansas for the basketball tournament." And one more time at 11 years old. I did it, and I never went. But I'm saying that was enough for me. I don't ever want to experience that again.
Swiper, this was enough.
I know, but all right, Rob. My complaint is to you and JD for posting the argument for chilling out from August of last year based on last season and not putting no context around it. And like, is Jason Tatum a top 5 player? Yes, he is this year. But now people cooking me like, how Swiper still don't think Tatum top 5?
Swiper,
put some context on the video.
You should have had some foresight.
No, I had no foresight. Nothing. You put some context in that video with JD. Matter of fact, Claire and I are both lovers of art, and you would think she would protect me behind the scenes. And you, Ron, we're friends, besties. You would think you would protect me behind the scenes. That's so crazy, bro. I can't believe this.
I'm tired of this shit. Which one is it, Swiper?
It's you, best friend. That's different. Best friend is different. Bestie is just like, we go shopping together and all this stuff. Me and you best friends. That's a different level. It's a different level.
It sounds like some bullshit. I don't know if
girl math. Get with it.
Well, y'all. Speaking of ass whoopings, I got an ass whooping to get into right now. Y'all want to talk about ass whoopings?
Yeah.
The Bucks put an ass whooping on the Lakers last night, 126-106. Giannis Antetokounmpo had damn near triple double, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. Luka Doncic did Luka Doncic things, albeit in the ass whooping, but Luka Doncic got busy. 45 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Fellas, y'all tuned into this game?
I did tune in.
I tuned in.
I tuned into it, and then I thought of John D. And I said, "Damn, it sure looked like every day my take about the Lakers is gonna come true and true. I just cannot wait." God.
Oh my God. Here we go. Week 1. We were dismantled.
I know. Okay, I know.
No Brian,
what did I say? Chill. What exactly did I say about Lakers fans when they start going on a losing streak? I don't want to hear that shit.
All I said is he's injured. That's a fact.
It's gonna be something else when Brian come back. It's gonna be something else. It was this.
Once again, this is the hardest part about being a Laker fan, especially an unbiased, logical Laker fan. I am an unbiased.
You just said Steph Curry gonna get handed over to you.
Bro, I was trolling. I was clearly trolling. But one of my takeaways from this game, Alex Len does not need to be on the floor.
I'm trying to figure John D. I don't. What exactly does he do, John? Can you tell me what he does?
Just go small.
Bro, his net rating was like -84 last night, bro.
I just want to stay with John D. You're a Laker guy because I want to stay with you, John. Like, what exactly does he do when he's on the floor?
He's just a body. That's really it. Like, I would rather just go small. Like, I don't see why Alex Len has to be on the floor that long. One,
bruh.
Another takeaway is I think he's doing a lot better with getting into the teeth of the defense, getting to the free throw line. We're starting to see that slowly get better, because I still don't believe he's 100%, but once again, just getting better with time. And another thing, right now we're currently at the 4 seed, which means we'll be playing Houston in round 1. That's completely fine with me. I'd rather see Houston than Golden State. So if we could stay here, that's fine with me. I'd rather see Houston than Golden State in a 7-game series.
Why do you want to see Houston more? It's because they're younger?
They're worse.
No, it's not because they're younger. It's just their roster fits right into what we do defensively. Like Tari Easton's going to have to make threes. These guys are going to have to make jump shots, and we're going to double the shit out of Alperen Sengun and see how he reacts to that. We're going to put a pesky defender on Jalen Green and see if he shoots them into the series or keeps them into the series. I would just much rather see Houston than Golden State and Steph, Dre, and Jimmy Butler. I would much rather see Houston.
So you just like you like your defense better than Houston's offense, as opposed to with Golden State. You don't.
Yeah, I
like
just feel
as
though our offensive output with Luka, AR, and LeBron constantly being able to create for themselves, I think that will outweigh what Houston does offensively. And I completely think that Golden State's defense and offense can be extremely significant to what we're trying to do, because they're going to hunt Luka Doncic. They're going to keep the defense in rotation. And once again, the Lakers have to constantly be on the same accord to be effective defensively. They have to be on the same page. They have to communicate. They have to rotate on time. And that's a very dangerous game to play when you're going against Steph Curry. If you're not rotating on time, if you're not switching on time, if you're not communicating, he's going to have a hell of a series. That scares me. That scares me. Steph Curry would be able, if we're not communicating in that series, Steph Curry would be able to win a game or two alone just off of how he plays. So I would much rather see Houston.
Ox and I had this conversation yesterday, and I understand where Ox is when we talk about Alex Len, and I think Ox undersold him. Like, I don't think he should be playing because like he doesn't do anything. You did undersell him. No, because this is what you told me, Ox. What you told me was, I just wish he was a little better. Better than what, Ox? Because what I'm no, and that's really not saying much because I'm watching him and I said this to Ox yesterday, Jordan. You know when we at the park and we only got 9 dudes and that one dude shows up. Hey, you want to run? We just need another dude just to run. That's who Alex Len is, just to make up that 5th guy because he's not doing anything for
Alex Len.
whatsoever.
He's not. We looking past him to the playground. Grab one of them big 12-year-olds or something. And y'all, you
Right.
Come here, little bro. You come play. Alex Len got to get out of there.
So with that being said, I also think we're watching you guys yesterday, and I know it wasn't really much out there. I call it the gift and the curse because you're so gifted, you're so good that when you get going, like guys just tend to just get out the way. Well, that works only for a specific amount of time until you stop going, and then now we got to get other people involved, and you got to now get Austin Reeves involved. You have to now get DFS involved. You got to get these other guys involved. Well, they're not because all they're doing is standing around watching you. There's no action. There's no ball movement. There's nothing going on. All we doing is watching Luka score buckets. That's a recipe for disaster if we're doing that. So with
watched this movie for years, Chill.
We have been watching this movie. We 100% have been watching this movie for years. And I do understand that. I do understand that once you get James back, once you get Rui back, I think it's going to look, once you get Jackson Hayes back, okay, I think you have other options offensively. But the standing around and on top of the standing around, that transition defense with the Lakers, when you guys turn the basketball over, it was just bad all the way around yesterday. Now you got to go into Denver tonight. On top of that, in that altitude, it's going to get tricky. I think it's going to get really tricky.
This game on Playback tonight.
Yes, sir. That's tonight. It's going to get really tricky. But it's also the gift too because Luka is so good. Luka gets going, and you're mesmerized by what he's doing. Whether he's at the long ball line, I mean, he had a shot. I think it was in the second quarter where he had a shot where he had 2 guys fly by him, and he was wide open at the rim because he has this pace that he plays with that not a lot of guys can play with. So. He's just so good that you find yourself watching him from time to time. This is the first time that he's been on a crew where he's got a guy like James to play with that's like that. So, yeah, I think that's going to help him. I do.
Well, I just want to
go ahead. I'm gonna switch things.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I was just saying, like, it's just funny. You can see how just the bias in the NBA, because when we had Alex Len. It was no big deal. Yeah, y'all second unit just not good. Y'all suck. Y'all need this. Y'all need that. Y'all don't got no hell, nothing. no context, right? But when the Lakers got Alex Len, he's the 450th best player in the NBA. He sucks. He shouldn't even be here. He needs to learn Mandarin. We can't win like this.
Oh my God,
shit's crazy.
I don't know if he need to learn what.
Mandarin.
You need to learn Mandarin and Cantonese and shit like that, right? But then, and on top of that, y'all talk. Well, Brian not here. Brian out. We get spanked last night by the Warriors. No mention that our best player can't play. It's just crazy. Yeah, I know we weak, but when we be weak, there's just no context. Last year we missed the playoffs when we were in the 5th seed. We missed the playoffs last season. Why? Malik got hurt. Trey Lyles got hurt. Everybody got hurt right there. Then, oh, y'all suck. There's never no context for us. I'm just curious to know, what did we do to y'all? Like, what did we do to y'all for y'all to hate us this much?
To be fair, I don't hate the Kings. I like the Kings.
Yo, I'm gonna bring it back to the Lakers versus Bucks game. I want to shout out Austin Reeves. He got back on track last night. Had 28 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He played a fairly good game, even though they was getting their ass kicked. He played a fairly good game. But y'all, let's talk about the winning team. Y'all want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks? Mm-hmm. No. Sure. Yeah. Y'all want to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo near triple double?
Say his name again, Ron.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's him. Antetokounmpo.
Oh, y'all want to talk about Brook Lopez? Last time I brought up Brook Lopez, I almost got y'all treated me like the Sandman. I almost got booed off the stage. Y'all want to talk about Brook Lopez? 8 for 9. 3 for 4 from 3, 24 points, 4 blocks.
Hey,
y'all want to talk about that?
I heard that debate, and I just want to let people know they didn't lost their damn. Ron, you definitely won that debate when they was talking about Alex Lynn ain't gonna do this and he ain't gonna do that. I just want to let you know. Not Alex Lynn, Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez.
Definitely.
What was that debate about?
I was just saying Brook Lopez.
He was saying that he was gonna stretch the floor and that y'all have to respect Brook Lopez.
We all knew that Brook Lopez. That's not the problem. Brook Lopez's game has never been in question. Brook Lopez run like he got a piano on his back. That's the problem. Yeah. He's not as mobile as he used to be.
He ran like that at Stanford.
No,
Brook Lopez ran like that at Stanford.
No,
he been running like Stanford and Son.
Ron, he was much more athletic 10 years ago. He was athletic.
You can see he aging, Ron.
He's
still nice. I'm with you, Ron. I got love for Brook too. He do run like he got a refrigerator on both shoulders.
He do, but he's still effective. He still get to it. Y'all got mad at me because I said he still could get to the rim if he wants to after he did it to Jokic time after time after time. And y'all got mad at me.
Walking around Jokic's ass. Walking around there.
Them 12 points a game the last 3 years, man. Big deal. Big shout out.
It got him a championship.
No, that's not why they won a championship, Ron. Actually, they won a championship because James Harden, the person you hate, got hurt.
Bruce Brown and KCP.
the person
so
you hate,
Brook
got hurt.
Lopez and Casey.
Why y'all winning? Why y'all winning?
Help y'all? And Bruce Brown didn't help y'all.
They went through everybody they were supposed to go to, and everybody was healthy, by the way. So I don't know what to tell you.
All right, so the Celtics.
Did James Harden and Kyrie not get hurt in 21?
Al Horford's contributions since he's pushing 40 didn't count for the Celtics last year.
No. Al Horford's a better basketball player in a playoff setting than Brook Lopez is. What are we doing? It's not even a combo.
I don't know. Yes, I
fight that.
Yes, I fight that.
A five that can switch. That's a better shooter and better. Man, stop it, man. That's what I'm saying.
Al Horford's not a better shooter than Brook Lopez.
For no reason.
Not a better shooter than Brook Lopez. On top of that,
what are you talking about?
You guys just want to hate
Al Horford's a better. Al Horford, period. Period, is a better basketball player.
He's better on the block. He plays a bigger role for this team. Brook Lopez is better on the block than Al Horford. He's been better than him for the last 20 years.
Why would I have? Okay, question.
He's been better than him for the last 20 years. He's going to be better than him in 20 years from now. I'm not backing up from nothing. I'm standing on business. Brook Lopez is better on the block than Al Horford. If I give Brook Lopez the ball on the block and I give Al Horford the ball on the block, Brook Lopez is going to produce more. He's better. He got better moves. He's taller. He got better touch. I'm not saying Al Horford ain't nice on the block.
Unless you're lying to me, if you had to have a 5 between those two to start and play through
Brook Lopez.
Okay, and you're losing, and you've lost, and you've lost, right there. That arrogance you're displaying, that is a loss. You've lost yourself a championship. Hold on. Did you see Al Horford? Just to be 100% clear, did you see Al Horford in the last week? Have you watched him play? Yes, no.
Against the Lakers.
Did you see him switching onto primary guards consistently in winning?
If this is what you're going to base your argument
for a 5,
switching on the perimeter
in the modern era,
if switching on the perimeter,
in the modern era,
beats somebody stretching the floor, beats somebody rebounding, beats somebody.
How many threes did Al Horford hit just there and gave it to the Thunder?
Beats somebody being one of the best rim protectors in the league. I don't care how old he is, because Al Horford is the same.
Al Horford can still protect the rim. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying he can't, Swiper. I'm saying if Brook Lopez's perimeter defense alone beats everything that Brook Lopez does, then okay, you got it.
Okay, hold on. Chill. Let me ask you a question so you can answer it. Why then is it impossible when you have that kind of liability in space as a defender in a playoff setting, especially versus some of the teams they would face? Why is it that you typically cannot win championships with bigs like that, but Al Horford has given you the blueprint for the last several seasons that when he's on the court, the Celtics are dominating when he's on the court?
One championship with them. How many championships Al Horford got? Compared to Brook Lopez, how many championships he got? Is he that impactful?
Because the
niggas just be yapping.
No, we don't. Because
how many championships he got? No. You're talking about how impactful he is in all of this. How many championships he got?
Okay, Ron. Okay, you got one.
Boy, been getting his ass smacked in the playoffs year after year after year. The same thing y'all say about Brook Lopez.
You just brought up, because this conversation started, Ron, with you bringing up Brook Lopez on the box. Who plays primarily on the box in the NBA, Ron? Nobody. That's number one. No bigs play primarily on the box.
But they score in the paint.
That's number one. Number two, when we get to the playoffs, right, when the bets get higher, not only when the bets get higher, when the temperature goes up, all of these teams, Cleveland, Boston, Oklahoma City, you know what their mantra is? It's to mismatch hunt. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to go after your big guy. So if I'm going after Brook Lopez, who do you feel more confident in? If you feel more confident in Al Horford being switched on or Brook Lopez being switched on?
Or playing drop for that matter.
Chill.
Who do you feel more confident in?
I never fought the perimeter defense. I never fought the perimeter defense.
I'm talking about defense all the way around. I'm talking about getting on the glass.
You're not picking on Brook Lopez. You're not picking on Brook Lopez.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Did you see the Pacers game the other day?
You're not picking on Brook
Lopez. Y'all talking about just right now. Because Brook Lopez has been an elite rim protector all his career.
Forever.
And we saw in the playoffs in 2023 when the Miami Heat bust their head open, Brook Lopez was unplayable in that series. Go ahead, John D. Go ahead.
Okay, so I can understand you may believe that Brook Lopez is the better three-point shooter. He may be better on the block. He may be the better rim protector. But for the teams that are in the Eastern Conference, the teams that put teams in rotation, the teams that mismatch attack, the teams that get up a lot of threes, you would rather have Al Horford because Al Horford is a better rotator on the perimeter. He's better in switch. He's not going to get attacked at the levels that Brook Lopez is. We see in Milwaukee's game that they may have a very high offensive floor, but when you look at defensively and how the teams play in the Eastern Conference, they're going to put the Bucks in rotation every single play.
And they can't defend the three as it is.
If you look at the Pacers game, I think they took 43s. A lot of them were just shoot around shots because these guys are not rotating. Brook Lopez is going to be a problem. I would suggest putting Giannis at the 5 and taking Brook Lopez out the damn game because he's not going to be able to play. Jason Tatum's going to get him in isolation. Jaylen Brown's going to get him in isolation.
Derek White, Drew Holiday, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard. Keep going.
The Lakers shot 43s last night. He ain't look like a problem last night.
Okay, great.
When we packed up the Bucks, he ain't look like a problem then. When we packed up the Bucks, he ain't look like a problem then.
Playoff setting.
The Bucks was the Nuggets was a playoff setting.
Why are we bringing?
He went.
Michael Porter Jr. shot 5 of 22 in that game because he had open shots and he missed them. That's the difference between winning and losing. That's what I'm saying. You just jabbing. We watched the game. We had a conversation afterward. If Porter hits any of those open shots, the Bucks go home. If with the fifth, go ahead, finish it. That's the point. If you play versus the Boston Celtics and you have Brook Lopez on the floor, we are cooking 100%. Because you know what the issue is? He's not good enough offensively to make up for the issues he's going to have defensively.
And that's what I disagree with.
You disagree, but
I just disagree.
Dame, Giannis, and Kyle Kuzma are already the 3 offensive options they're going to have. That's 3. Brook Lopez will be lucky to sniff 4th in that rotation. And he's not good enough to make up for the touches he's going to get on that end. So and then on the other end, he's getting cooked. He shouldn't play. That's what I'm telling you. He shouldn't play, especially in the second half.
Don't do that, Ron. Don't do that, Ron. Because we know why he's playing. He's playing because, one, he's a damn good rim protector. He does stretch the floor. 100% he does do that. And he can finish around the basket.
And he rebounds. No, don't stop there. He rebounds. He's one of the best passers on the team.
How many rebounds you averaging this year?
Do not let him off the hook with this, right? Do not let him off the hook with this. Ron, do you know that your man, Brook Lopez, you know how many years he's averaged double-digit rebounds for his career? 0. He's been in the league 17 years. Never averaged double-figure rebounds. Not 1 year. How many
rebounds does Steven Adams average next to Russell Westbrook? How many rebounds does Steven Adams average next to Russell Westbrook?
What does that mean?
No, it's not.
What does that mean?
With Giannis.
This is so nasty.
You bonehead. So nasty. Giannis is grabbing all the rebounds. Brook Lopez obviously isn't going to have to grab as many
Brook
rebounds.
played for other teams too without Giannis.
Ron, are you
okay? But I'm saying though, like
Ron, are you insinuating that because I play with another?
Hey, Nick Young meme? Question marks everywhere?
Yes.
Then explain to the people why when DeAndre Jordan was averaging 13 rebounds, Blake Griffin was a double-digit rebounder. Explain that.
Chill.
Can you explain that?
Chill.
You can't explain it. You know why you can't explain it? Because double-digit rebounders, when I'm playing with another great rebounder, I can still rebound. In fact,
Brook
Lopez needs to retire. So Brook Lopez needs to retire. So he just needs to retire.
I don't even know why this is a conversation.
Wait, how many rebounds is Brook averaging?
Ron, you going up?
He's averaging 5 a game.
So all his career has he averaged that?
He averaged around 8 and 6. He averaged around 8 and 7
a game.
He averaged around 8 and 7. I didn't say he was a phenomenal rebounder. I said he's a good rebounder. Brook Lopez rebounds for this crew. Giannis Antetokounmpo averages 12 rebounds. So Brook Lopez is not.
Okay, so Al Horford's a better rebounder. We can agree on that.
The point
Al Horford a better rebounder.
I guess you could say that. What is Al average?
Okay, so I think Al Horford's a clear overall better defender.
Has Al ever averaged 10?
Yes, he has.
Ron, just let him go. Let him go. I'm just saying that. I think in this context, we're talking about what the Bucks would need. I will tell you, this is how important I think Al Horford is. If you telling me that Giannis had Bobby Portis, Al Horford on his roster, bruh, they legitimately, like, that would change the function of what they can do on the court with Dame, Horford, and Giannis, and Taurean Prince, and Kyle Kuzma. They're going to have to play Giannis at the 5 because they don't have a viable option, especially in second half versus these other teams. Guess what? They might get out the first round, maybe, if they don't see the Pacers. They see the Pacers. Brooks going to have to guard Tyrese Halliburton and them in space. You already saw what they did just a couple weeks ago, or three days ago, whenever that game was.
3 days ago.
And Ron,
they was getting up practice shots.
When we saw the Lakers play the Celtics, when we saw Oklahoma City play the Celtics, they specifically went after Al Horford because that's such a switch heavy team. But he held his own.
Sure did.
He 100% held his own when they went after him. Whether he was at the long ball line, whether he was on the box, he held his own when they specifically went after him. If I'm dragging Brook Lopez into the deep water like a crocodile, I'm drowning him and I'm choking him out. I'm drowning him and I'm choking him out. I
speak for Bucks Nation.
If I'm the coach, if I'm Doc Rivers, I do not want Brook Lopez switched onto Tyrese Halliburton 24 feet away from the basket.
I speak for Bucks Nation.
So play drop versus Tyrese Halliburton.
I speak for Bucks Nation. We comfortable.
Ice versus Tyrese Halliburton. Then you got to roll her to the empty sock pick and roll. Then you got to
don't say Tyrese Halliburton name like we.
Which
no. What's the play that is Tyrese Halliburton?
Halliburton's cooking, bro. What are you talking about?
You don't have to switch.
Ever since Tyrese has been healthy, he's been an All-NBA player again, Ox.
They don't. You don't have to do Ox. That's the problem. They don't.
What am I missing? What am I missing?
Hey, I said Tyrese Halliburton's name and drop, and he was like, Tyrese, you said his name like it means something. Like it means something.
It does. He's
been
an All-NBA caliber player.
You don't have to switch.
No, Swiper, you got some nerve.
I don't have any nerve.
No, I'm going to tell you why you got nerve.
It's going to go to Jokic.
It is going to go to Jokic. You'll sit here and protect the man who has the most glaring deficiencies on defense.
100%.
He can't even rim protect. He can't move his big sloppy ass feet. He can't do nothing on defense but deflect the pass.
And then hear my full argument about Brook Lopez.
Then we go over to Milwaukee, and you got so much to say about our center.
Much worse
You got a lot of
player.
nerve. Hey, if y'all can win with
much worse player.
If y'all can win with sloppy toes, then we can win. Hey, we can win with Splash Mountain. That's all I'm gonna say.
My brother in the Lord. Do you think that Brook Lopez will average 15 points and 2 and 3 assists a game through a playoff run?
If you could get your fourth best,
if he even does that, I will give you a gift.
We don't
next
need
time
him
I
to
see
do that. Like that's him upping his averages. We're not
because you're comparing him to someone who, even though he can't be a rim protector, is giving you 30, 13, and 12.
You guys compared him to Al Horford, and that's why I got into that.
That's who his equivalence is in the league. Al Horford.
Not his equivalent is himself. He doesn't need to be Al
Horford
for the Bucks.
What does that mean?
Yes, he doesn't. He needs to be Brook Lopez.
He needs to be better than what he is for the Bucks to be even better. Yes,
that's what you guys. Everybody needs to be better for their team to be better.
What are we doing?
I can say that about everybody. Everybody needs to be better for their team to be better. No, we need Brook Lopez.
I'm asking him to be Al Horford.
No, I'm not. We're not asking. You're asking him to do that. The Bucks aren't asking him to do that. We need you to be Brook Lopez. Stretch the floor, protect the rim, make sound decisions like
okay, so when we're here in the first round again, and then you're going to be crying about the fact that they're down 3-2, and then we're going to have these conversations again. They're going to be like, man, Brook got to be better. Brook got to do this. I told you.
I might be if he's bad. I might be, but from what Brook Lopez gives us, I'm comfortable with Brook Lopez. I love what Brook Lopez does.
Jordan,
last night,
as the basketball coach, would you rather have Al Horford or Brook Lopez as your 5
it's
going
not
into the playoff setting?
Why
that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's literally what it was.
That's literally what it was. No, I went from praising Brook Lopez for having a good game, just like I did in Denver, and you guys took it elsewhere.
Who's you guys? I didn't say anything about that. You get narratives in your own head. You're a speechwriter. You should be a speechwriter for the president because you make up narratives all the time. I never said any of that.
But no, that's not what we're doing. I'm giving Brook Lopez his flower for being a very good center last night against John D's Los Angeles Lakers.
The Gulf of America.
Now,
let's go back to the game.
Hold on, Ron. Los Angeles Lakers. That's the new name.
I love how y'all hate on the
Lakers.
No, yeah.
Let's get back to the game at hand.
Please.
Sure. Like I said, Luka got busy, right? Luka got busy.
He did.
The problem that we had was that offense was stagnant because of Luka getting busy the way he was. There was a lot of standing around, a lot of watching, no real action off the ball. It was just guys like Goodwin and DFS standing at the long ball line, waiting to get the ball from Luka. But Luka's got it going. The offense I watched the Lakers, John D, and I watch you guys. There is some ball movement and there is some action off the ball. But the fact that Luka got going last night, those guys, all they ended up doing was just watching, right?
Yeah,
and
100%.
Luka wasn't creating any opportunities for anybody else. And I think that was due to the offense. I don't think that was just because of Luka, even though Luka could be, part of the problem. And you can find yourself getting, caught up in watching him. But I think that was largely due to their offense too.
Now, I do want to add, I was watching a Ty Jerome interview last night, and he was saying they run more of a players first type of scheme where they just let their players, feel the game out. They have a few sets, but they just let their players feel the game out. So I don't necessarily think that you have to always run sets to be an effective offense, especially when you have guys like Luka Doncic and LeBron James that can make these high leverage situations. I was not the best. I was not the highest on guys not getting the ball. I think Dorian Finney-Smith could have hit some more shots. I definitely think Alex Len should have been off the floor 100% because he was not providing anything offensively or defensively. But it's, it does happen. It does happen. Luka Doncic had a really good game, but I wish we could have just got more from everyone around.
And Ox, by the way, just so you know, you are the middle child. You are the redheaded stepchild. That's who you are as the Sacramento Kings. Unfortunately, that's who you are.
No, I know. I just want to just express my feelings because my heart is broken for the treatment of my team, and I'm a middle child anyway.
I have a question for you, Ox.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch the Kings game last night. I know I'm gonna get around to it because I'm gonna break some film down from them. But Ox, why was Zach LaVine net rating so bad last night?
We just got our ass kicked last night, man.
Bro, his was like one of the worst on the team, though.
The Warriors make you do that. The Warriors make you play.
It's like it was a bad night. It's like negative.
Make you play,
bro. It was like negative 60 something, bro.
Yeah,
that's
the Warriors
incredible.
Make you play like that, man. They do. They make you play their brand of basketball.
I didn't see the game, so I don't know what happened. But when I saw that, I can imagine. Look,
I don't even know how they. I don't even know they calculate that, Jordan. I don't even know they calculate that, Jordan. So shit, I don't.
You don't know how they calculate it. The net rating.
Yeah,
you don't know how to calculate net rating?
He said he
don't. Yeah, I don't even pay attention. I don't care about the net rating and you know what I'm saying. I don't know what the formula is.
It can be some context of it doesn't like if your team is playing bad, that doesn't help you out on your net rating. By the way,
right. So I don't know.
But I can only imagine with that net rating he had. I'm only imagining slips, pick and rolls, switches. Like, damn, like what was happening with Zach LaVine to where it was one of the worst on the team?
Was it only on the offensive side of it? Because it looks like he did do some things on the offensive side of basketball. Was it only on the offensive side of the ball?
It was negative.
By the way, he was a minus 34, by the way.
Minus 34.
Okay. And that's still horrible though. No, that was Alex Len who was like a negative 60, my bad. But negative 34 is horrible though.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, because that's why I couldn't answer your question because I don't even know how they the formula for that. But it was a bad game overall, all around. Though we made a couple runs, but
y'all. And this was the score of the game. The Warriors beat the Kings 130-104. Steph Curry didn't have a spectacular or miraculous game, but he did crack 4,000 threes. He only had 11 points, though. Jimmy Butler only had 6 points. He had 7 assists. Draymond Green, ironically, y'all, for the first time since 2016, Game 7, he led the Warriors in scoring with 23 points.
He should have been on the graphic. What they got Steph on the graphic for? He ain't even do nothing.
1,000 threes last night. That's what he did.
Wait, he should be on the graphic for that, not the graphic for the game. He wasn't even a factor like that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing how Jimmy just incited all of that good basketball the Warriors are playing, and everybody just go jolly happy and just hooping over there with just 7 assists last night. But Jimmy effect is real, and I don't know, man. I've been kind of saying that for a long time before we talking about Jimmy was washed and all this stuff, but
it was just a bad situation in Miami. But he gives them the thing that they were missing. I mean, I've already told you guys that they were missing that secondary scorer. They did everything else. They played defense.
That person they get them to the free throw line too.
Yeah, they played defense. You know, they moved the ball. They rebound. They got a really good second unit. Their second unit is one of the best second units in the league. They didn't have that secondary. They just didn't have that second. And he can play with the second unit. That's correct. They didn't have that secondary bucket getter. So they relied on Steph Curry. So if Jimmy's not there, that game last night, they lose that game.
Hey, chill. I think what I really have come to terms with in the NBA is that, and I'm sure Ox, we think we'll agree on a basketball point here. Having a player who doesn't have really any real flaws is a big deal. And I think Jimmy is one of those players that doesn't have real flaws. And so his floor is so high because he does everything so well. So even if he's not scoring, well, he's playing defense. Even if his on-ball defense isn't necessary, his off-ball defense is great. If you zone up, his zone defense is great. The connected passing is really good. Even if he isn't the primary passer, he's really good at finishing around the rim because he's either getting fouled or he's getting a layup. Three-point shooter, he's a pretty good three-point shooter, but he doesn't have to force the shot. But because it's Jimmy Butler, you still have to extend your defense out to guard Jimmy. So, like, everywhere he goes on the court, he is a positive add everywhere. Like, and I think, like, Jason Tatum's the best example of that. And I think whatever that next couple steps below, that's where Jimmy Butler is right now. I think I am so every media person I talked to about Jimmy that said, oh, your team shouldn't trade for him. Your team shouldn't trade for him. Well, they're saying that because of off-court stuff that they have heard. Right. But everything I've seen and heard about Jimmy Butler, it seems like his teammates love him for the most part. He does run out of welcome a little bit at the end when he feels like they don't win well. But Jimmy is just like, he does everything. And I'm like, I think that their ceiling is so much higher because now with Jimmy, it's like you don't even have just a primary scorer. You just have a primary, like a secondary player who knows how to do everything and is a veteran. And that means a lot.
I think, and I said this in the past, Jimmy Butler is the best. That's why he's so confident, because I'm so good at what I do, and you're not going to take me out of what I do. Mm-hmm. Like the problem that we have with the NBA, with a lot of these fans in particular, if you ain't throwing the ball between your legs 8-9 times, if you ain't playing above the rim, if it's not flashy, then it's not really effective. When in reality, Jimmy is one of the most effective guys in the league at what he does. That's why his confidence is what it is. You're not going to make me play the way you play. In fact, the way I play, I'm better than you. In fact, I'm better than all of you dudes at the way I play. And I'm perfect for what's going on with this unit as a secondary scorer because the ball moves. Not only because the ball moves, but because I know how to play without the ball, being a screener, cutting to the basket. Because that offense in Miami was really similar to what they were doing in Golden State in terms of ball movement and people movement. And Jimmy thrives in that. Now, when you put Jimmy in space where now he's got to be a one-on-one player and primarily a one-on-one player, he can do that too.
Yeah, he can do it.
100% he can do that too. But I'm even more effective when I'm playing with a guy like Draymond, when I'm playing with a guy like Steph. I'm not going to say like these guys. When I'm playing with these guys specifically, because I just make them so much better.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy Butler. Chill, what'd you say? They're 12-1 with Jimmy, or 13-1 now, right?
13-1.
Shout out to Jimmy. He got him rolling.
13-1 is crazy.
Yeah, they had 8 people scoring double figures last night. Also, Jonathan Kuminga came back off the bench, and in 20 minutes, he went 7 for 10 from the field and finished with 18 points.
Bro, I didn't know he was going to be out that long with an ankle injury, though, but good to see him back. I just couldn't believe he was out that long with a sprained ankle. I don't know, man. These some new ankles, I guess. Mm-hmm. You should throw a little dirt on that joint.
Well, shout out.
Lace them shoes up a little bit tighter. And you can go 3 more games
Well,
outside in 107-degree weather.
A high ankle sprain is a tear, so it just takes a while to heal.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Like a sprain is technically a tear, so you just have to like let it repair, or else you can re-injure it. I'm sure one of us up here has probably re-injured their ankle a couple times.
Yeah,
I broke my ankle. So I mean, I know all about it, but I just I was back in 6 weeks. Hey man, I don't know, but I guess this is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
Antoine Hamilton sent through a super chat and said, like many people, I was watching the game yesterday, and to watch how Steph is guarded is insane, but needed. How would y'all compare how Steph is guarded to other perimeter players in the history of the league?
Well, I don't think anybody else has been guarded like that. Go ahead.
I just want to say, because people want to act like we was trying to stop Steph from hitting 2 threes so he wouldn't break the record against us. We guarded Steph like that last time we played him. We guard Steph like that when we play him. It had nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. But you got to guard Steph like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's been guarded like that. I think because the issue with Steph is like if you hedge him or trap him, it's the Draymond connection off ball or whoever's there because they just know what they're doing now. Even Jordan, you don't want to guard Jordan like that. Like Jordan, you load up, but you want to make him a shooter. If you make Steph get off the ball, Steph is arguably more dangerous off the ball than on the ball.
He is. That's the scouting report. Swiper. That's the scouting report. Like if you ever see a real NBA scouting report, it says when Steph don't have the ball, your antennas better be up. Like you want him to have the ball. You want him to have the ball because you can see him. When he throw that ball and he starts sprinting and then come off into a back cut, his cut.
I had that little when Steph gives the ball up, he'll hand it off and then he'll do that little light jog to the corner. I'm like, oh, what you about to do? What you about to do? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going?
Leaning on you. Then he start leaning on you, and then he jump you right into an illegal screen, and then next you know they win a championship. And then that's how they dynasty start.
Well, that's the thing too. That's also just about undisciplined defense, though. Like, how can you? It's one thing to play against somebody and lose a shooter. Like, I understand a shooter moving, and you can lose a shooter from time to time, but you can't lose Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when he gets off the ball, you still gotta come off. When he's on the ball, you're guarding him on ball defense, right? Now, I'm not saying when you get off, you're in full deny, but you still got to drop back and see ball and man. But you got to stay closer to the man. This is Steph Curry we're talking about.
But so that's why them doubles, though. Remember, because those doubles are accidental on Steph off ball. Like some of it, I do think some of it. Because when you get in that mode, like sometimes, like if you feel like somebody's late, you'll try to make up for them being late on Steph Dirk. If come off a pin down or something like that, you'll try to make the defender right. And then you try to make it right. He's just behind, and next thing you know, the screener sees you going up, and then he's gone, like cutting to the rim.
That's the action. That's the action I was talking about earlier today.
Right.
That action where Steph is coming off the baseline. He's running. He's getting ready for a curl, a flare, whatever. And if the defender guarding the screener, if they overreact too much, if Draymond Green specifically got the ball, that's a bucket. You're cooked. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's the danger. That's always been the danger with the Warriors. But so to your point though, Swiper, those accidental doubles and things like that, that's just gonna happen. Because if I'm Keon Ellis and I see Keegan Murray too far behind on that trail, I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't just sit here and watch Steph Curry shoot the ball.
There's a world, honestly, Ox, where Steph, if the league would have been different, maybe more now, there's a world where Steph could have averaged 18 to 21 points a game and damn near still been as good as he was when he was averaging 30, 29. But the reason is just because even if he's only making like 6, like it's say, Chill says this all the time, if he's 0 for 7 or 0 for 11, Steph is getting guarded like he's 10 for 10. Every possession. Yeah.
At any point he can get going. At any point, that 1 for 6 could turn into 4 for 5.
Man,
and then once he gets going like
that,
he
go in the basket. All he got to see is go in the basket, and it's a wrap. It's over with.
And then remember the Jordan. That was another thing. They weren't as great of a team in 22. And granted, like the teams they played, like weren't as good as some of the other teams they beaten in the run. But even that 22 year, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, even Gary Payton II was hitting shots. Like Draymond, like. They just have this, and then their defense was crazy. in 22. Like that's the Warriors, man. Like there's a real world where they're just like their offense might not even be like goated, but their defense legitimately just be so good where it's just like you still ain't scoring on us, but we got more action we can run on the other end. Like versus OKC, there's a world where their offense could be better than OKC's and their defense can be just as good in that particular series. I don't think it will happen, but I think that's a threat of Steph.
Swiper, but
I like to think about
your point, Swiper, with when because you said about Steph heating up when he's 1 for 6 or whatever, they had to deal with that with Klay Thompson too, because Klay Thompson is one of the biggest microwaves there was, bro. Like, that was just unfair having them two together. Damn, when KD came around, I'm talking about just Steph and Klay.
Did you have Sean Livingston putting you in the post turnaround 50% back?
That was good basketball.
Y'all ever think about how good the Warriors would be if they traded those picks? Like if they traded Wiseman, they traded Kuminga, traded Moses Moody, brought in Pascal, Y'all ever think about if they would still be contending for like actual
Pascal on this team right now?
If they would have traded for Pascal Siakam on this team, so take buckets off the floor and put Pascal in with what they're doing. The transition player that he is, the one-on-one player that he is, who can crack the look, man.
Are you talking about last year, John D?
Absolutely.
I'm talking about back when they were in their double timeline era where they still had Steph, they traded for Wiggins, and then they got the second pick up because of injuries, and then they had the 7th and 14th pick, and they just didn't move off of them. So I do think
Pascal in 22 instead of would Jordan Poole have still been there? Jordan Poole was he included?
He was already. That was the second year.
So Steph, Klay, Dre, obviously you got Jordan Poole, and then you add Pascal Siakam into that fold too. Obviously, no Kuminga, no Moody.
They went in 20. They went in 23 too.
Let me see what happened in 23. That's when Jordan sucked in the playoffs. Klay sucked in the playoffs. Dre wasn't great. They sucked. They were horrible. Steph was by himself. Yeah, I mean that could have made a difference versus the Lakers for sure. I don't know if they would have beat that Lakers team though. Still, but they still had a pathway.
Yeah, I think Anthony Davis
was the difference. Yeah, Anthony Davis was the difference in that whole series. Klay didn't shoot it. Klay didn't shoot it well against Sacramento at all. Sacramento, I've said this to you before. Y'all should have beat them. Y'all should have beat them in that first round.
Harrison Barnes missed that shot.
100%.
And Steph Curry went nuts. That's too.
Yeah, it would have never came to that though, Jordan.
That game 6.
In the
they were up in the series. They were up 3-2.
Yeah.
It was game 5 or game 6 because it was in.
Yeah, it was game 6. It was in the Bay.
Sabonis is still living down that series, by the way. And I just think it's so crazy. Like
to y'all that don't know ball.
All right, y'all. Wizardo sent through a members chat and said, "What is the greatest 3-point shot he's made?"
Shout out Andy Bailey who asked this question on Twitter.
The one that he hit in Oklahoma, the one in 16 that he hit in Oklahoma City.
I agree.
You want me to choose one out of 4,000?
Yeah, the one that he hit in Oklahoma City.
Well, it might be the 15 year when Anthony Davis clearly fouled him, but they didn't want to call it a foul to end the game. Chill. When he relocated, he missed it. They got the ball back. He relocated to the corner, and then AD literally ran him over when he hit the 3. It was a left corner, Chill, and that tied the game up.
I'm trying to remember it. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
So remember, it's he shoots the ball. Was it Mo Spates? Maybe he got the ball again. Steph then ran off.
Oh, they're playing against New Orleans. Playing against New Orleans. Okay, I'm with you now. All right, I'm with you now. All right.
It's clearly that OKC one though.
That's what I thought it was.
And the fact he had a half-court buzzer beater.
Right.
Stepping into it like it's a regular jumper.
Nobody stopped him. That was incredible. Yo.
Just to think about how many
he had done it so many times too, though. By the way,
so deflating. They're so deflating. It's like, oh yeah, we got the game within 3. 15 seconds later, we're down 11, and then he
Andre Roberson
fumbles the ball at the half-court line, turn around, fade away, nothing but net. 14-point game. Timeout.
Is that the one you're talking about when Andre Roberson was guarding him? When he
that's when Enes Kanter was on the bench. They were doing this.
Yeah,
like get up on
back up. Yeah, and then is that the one y'all talking about? Because he did it twice.
No, I was talking about the one because you said in the playoffs. The one we're talking about is in the
I'm thinking about the one and that he hit in overtime. I'm talking about the one he hit in overtime. That's the one I'm talking about.
Regular season game.
Yeah, the one where he dribbled up into a 3, like one dribble across half court.
Okay,
and it was in overtime.
Okay. That might have been the same one. Then I don't know why I think it was in the playoffs. Maybe it was just because it was just.
To be fair, and again, it's not going to make a top 10 list probably. Maybe that shot he had versus the Phoenix Suns last year too, when Bradley Beal gambled on the steal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. And he turned into it. Remember, he got the ball and turned into the three.
That was fire.
With 2 seconds left.
The one he hit versus the Lakers.
Yeah. Well, remember, he faked out Anthony Davis right before that. Remember, he gave him a hesitation and then came back and hit a 3 too.
Yeah, you know
what? What about the? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, I know it's not an NBA 3.
No, the
Olympics though.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was about to say too, Ron.
That's gotta be his best shot.
I mean, if we're doing that Olympic shot, but for one of my first ones too, the game doesn't matter, but the All-Star game, when he hit that half court and then turned around, he completely turned around from half court and then walked the other way. That was crazy too.
What about
but that was still nuts, bro.
What about the one he hit? What about the one he hit against the Clippers, where he threw the ball between his legs and in traffic like 3 or 4 times? And Steve Kerr's like, "What are you doing?"
Remember, that's the one at the top of the key. That's the one at the top of the key.
I don't remember that one.
So remember, he dribbled through 4 players, turned over his left shoulder. Steve Kerr was like this, and then went like this, and then he laughed after Steph made it.
Like, okay, no. Okay, good. All right, yes.
That would have been Olympics, though.
Yo,
I cross you over. The double team comes.
Yep.
I cross back over out of the double team.
Yep.
Step over to my right. If you're a shooter, you know it's harder to step back to your shooting hand. Yep. Throw it over my shoulder, over 2 people. The ball damn near touches the Megatron board up top and drops down. It doesn't touch anything.
None but draws.
Like, that was insane.
There's no defense for that, yo. There's none. There is no defense for that. None whatsoever. There's nothing that you can do with that. Steph Curry's incredible.
But look, the best 3-point shooting month, arguably though, is that 2021. It was that April when he averaged 37 a game, and he was shooting like 48% from 3 in that April, and he was putting like 14 up. It was a show. That might be the best Steph Curry month I've seen so far. Steph is crazy, man. I mean, he's honestly gonna be so fondly remembered, like in the next generation and then the previous generations. Yeah. Because of how good he is, and like I won't be surprised if people think he's a top 5 player ever. I mean,
honestly. I don't like you said, just this next generation and generation after that.
Well, I'm saying like when people like
they're gonna be talking about Steph the way we talk about Wilt Chamberlain. That's how they're gonna be talking about Steph Curry.
He is one of those guys that like when he's gone, he's gonna be talked about way more than when he's around right now. Yeah, when he ain't in the league no more, we're gonna be talking about him way different. 20 years from now, yo, you remember that dude Steph Curry who shot 800, almost 900 threes in the season and made 40% of them? You remember that dude Steph Curry?
Oh, Steph Curry, chill.
12 threes a game.
Dang, we can't play no clips on here, bro. Ron, remember the 3 over the Celtics, the game winner in the COVID year in 2021, the left-handed.
Hey, Swiper, you want to watch some threes? Pull up the playback tonight. We can watch whatever you want to watch.
But remember,
he ducking that.
See, Ron, we're having a conversation about Steph, and you trying to go to some Denver slander. Like,
that's all we doing. That's
crazy.
I'm not slandering Denver. I'm saying pull up and watch the Lakers and Denver game with us.
Who's hitting threes? Who are you referencing? Luka? Luka hitting threes?
I'm saying pull up and watch the game with us.
Mm-hmm. Come through,
Jokic threes.
I might pull up.
And here's the thing, Swiper, ain't nobody saying that you got to hang out at the club all night, but you can come through and get a drink. You can come see.
Well, if I come up there, Jordan gonna start a fake argument with me again, bro. So I don't want no arguments. I'm gonna be silent. I'm gonna be on my keyboard.
If you come through,
Swiper
and
came up on
Swiper, you gonna be up there doodling?
Listen, Ox. Listen, Ron. We don't want to do that with him. Listen, y'all. I'll pour your glass of scotch. Come hang out, and we'll kick it for a little bit.
Yeah, ginger beer.
Ginger beer. No, I'm sorry.
Got a new thing. It's called ginger scotch.
I'll pour your glass of ginger. I'll pour your glass of ginger beer. Come through, hang out. Like we ain't got to get into no extracurricular stuff, and you ain't got to hang out all night. How about that?
All right, y'all. Bob Wick became a YouTube member as well. Shout out to Bob Wick. Also, we have Hall of Famers. We got a new Hall of Famer today. Shout out to Tyrese Williams. He is a new Hall of Famer. Shout out to Cheese. Shout out to Vale. Shout out to Multi Kenny. Shout out to Cobra Son of Raditz. And shout out to SSG SS Popo. Shout out to SSG, man. All right, y'all. Keeping it pushing. The Baller Shot Caller 1999 with a super chat that I really don't want to read, but he said, did Mike D'Antoni start that style of play with the Rockets? I don't remember another team before that playing ISO heavy with shooters spreading the floor that way.
I was on the show with Mars, and he had told me about somebody who was practicing this style of play in the G League. I forget his name, but he was talking about a guy that was practicing this philosophy of offense in the G League in about 2011, 2012. So I would say it was him, but I just don't remember his name. So if you want to give it to Mike D'Antoni.
I'm trying to think before that, who would it have been? The Portland Trail Blazers, the Miami Heat a couple years there with the Glenn Rice era. They weren't doing ISO. Heavy. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to put it all together. Celtics in the 90s, no. Pacers, no.
I would still have to say, because even with the Suns version with Mike D'Antoni, it wasn't exactly the Rockets, but I mean, they still ISO. Leandro Barbosa, he was still taking you off the dribble. Jason Richardson, he's still a go get a bucket. Obviously, Steve Nash. You know, those guys, even though it was a run and gun system.
And they have 7 seconds or less. That's totally different what he did in Houston.
No, it's different. I'm saying they asked, did anybody do it? Obviously it's different, but it's still a lot of similarities. Even remember, ISO Joe was there too. ISO Joe was.
He was more. Yeah, but he wasn't ISO Joe at that time.
It wasn't as heavy as ISO. I'm saying, like Jordan, I understand it's different, but there was still a lot of similarities, and it was obviously the 3-pointer is the same thing. They were still getting up a bunch of threes, but. Regardless, like with Steve Nash, like he wasn't necessarily ISOing you. He would ISO a little bit. It was more pick and roll, but it still was a lot of dribble drive.
I guess Joe, you can say it's ISO with Steve Nash because he had the ball in his hand. He just didn't shoot it a lot as much as James Harden. They just took James Harden, put the ball in his hand, and James was shooting that thing. That's the difference. So it was kind of the same thing, but James was just getting more shots up for sure. And that Phoenix Suns team was better though than that Rockets team, by the way.
For sure was. But with that, with all those,
no way.
Hell yeah.
No way. No,
bro. They had Boris Diaw. We had PJ Tucker.
But with them Phoenix teams, though, they had like in that whole time, not just 1 year, one team, but they had a lot of wings come through there, like Quentin Richardson, ISO Joe, like you just said,
Jim Johnson. I think his name Jim Jackson or Jim Johnson. One of them. Jim Jackson. Jim Jackson was there.
Remember Grant Hill came through for a second.
Yeah. They had Channing Frye. Channing Frye was there too. They had Barbosa was there. They had some guys on that team.
Busy.
Rashad Bell was there. That was our Trevor Ariza. Like that team, the Suns team was better, bro. Like the
of course, Sean.
No, it's no way they were better than the 18 Rockets that should have been the NBA championship. No way.
They should have, but the Suns were just better.
Ron, they had about three or four different
Suns better than Steve Nash. James Harden just better than Steve Nash, so that's the difference. But the overall team, come on, bro. Sean Marion is better than every role player we have.
They had Amari Stoudemire, right?
Yeah, Amari Stoudemire, Clint Capella.
We could just change this, so we could just move on.
Stoudemire didn't play in 2006 when they went to the West Finals, though.
It don't matter what year you talk about. 2006. What year you want to go? 08. What you want to do? It don't matter. Yeah.
What about Amari Stoudemire?
He was better than everybody on the Rockets team, not named James Harden.
Yeah, Chris Paul wasn't better than Chris Paul.
Man, arguably, shit.
We should have never let him get this off, man. We're not finna sleep on Amari right now.
I'll take James and Chris.
Yeah,
all right, let's move on.
Kent Lipscomb Jr. said, Tim Duncan, top 5, and Manu, top 5 shooting guard. Don't argue with me. Argue with your goddamn mama.
Hey,
Castle Rookie of the Year.
Ron, you know what? We're not going to argue with you, brother. You're right. Move on. You got it, my man.
Ain't no need to argue with that. Yeah, we're not going to. No, swiper. Whoa. He just said it. Argue with your mama. That's what we're going to do. We ain't gonna argue. You ain't got no argument anyway. You don't got nothing to say about that.
We've already done this. We've already done this.
You said it, my man. You right. You said it, my man.
Swap. He ain't do nothing. He ain't do
Superchat.
Swap. He ain't do nothing but come up here and spit straight.
All right, Ox.
We got you, brother. I'll argue with my mama.
Yeah,
what's the next one?
All right, watch yourself. All right.
What's the next one? What's the next one?
I'm just saying, Swap. He came up here and spit just facts, nothing but the truth, whole truth and nothing but it.
Well, I'm running a poll right now. Asking, is Manu Ginobili a top 5 shooting guard ever? My bad. Let me put this in here. Ever. And then you have 3 options. You can say yes, you can say no, or you can say arguing with my mama.
You better than T-Mac all time, Ox? That's crazy, bro.
Hell no.
Ox, Ox, come on, B. This is what I want you to do, Ox. Ox, I know how you
already said I got Manu at number 5. I'm not trolling today. I said this 2 years ago. We clipped it. It was on all of that. We already talked about it. I got Manu 5, and that's all I got to say.
But you got T-Mac ahead of Manu though.
So Jordan,
Jordan, Kobe, Wade, and Harden are 4. So like,
so who are Manu Ginobili was better than Clyde Drexler?
I got Clyde.
Hell no.
I got Clyde.
You do have Manu ahead of T-Mac.
Over who?
But we've
James
talked
Harden.
about
James Harden.
What's the top 5?
Yeah,
Jordan.
Ox,
Jordan.
We talked about it years ago.
I'm telling you right now. We talked about this, bro. This obvious is Jordan, Kobe, D Wade, Clyde, Manu.
Hey,
Tracy McGrady then. No, not Allen Iverson. He better than Tracy McGrady.
I better than T-Mac.
I said Manu.
So in your estimation, he better than Tracy McGrady, Ox.
I didn't say T-Mac. I said
Is he better than Tracy McGrady? Yes or no, Ox?
I gave you my list. Y'all heard my list.
So he better than Tracy McGrady. So if that's true, Ox, if that's true, you told me that Tracy McGrady at one point we was having a conversation about him being the best player in the game. At no point
you said he was better than Kobe.
At no point did we ever have a conversation.
I said peak T-Mac over peak Kobe. Yes, I said that.
That means that at one point he was arguably the best player in the game. At no point did we ever have a conversation about Manu Ginobili being the best player in the game. So how can I be arguably the best player in the game at any point in my career? Meanwhile, this dude, he ain't even better than me. At this point, this dude, I ain't even better than him at my position. Explain that, Ox.
Because Ron, mute your mic, bro. Chill. You can be the best player, arguably the best player in the game for a season or two. And I don't think I ever said T-Mac was the best player in the league for any season. But let's just say I did say that. If he was the best player in the league arguably for a season or two, that's 1 or 2 seasons. How long was Manu's career? I don't think one season can hold weight over a whole entire career. I don't think that's fair at all.
But you're not a mini Max Sauce guy over 1 or 2 seasons. You love mini Max Sauce.
I love Max Sauce, but I don't think he's a top 5 shooting guard. But I don't. That's my thing. Chill. I can like somebody more than somebody that I think he's better than. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. I'm still a fan of T-Mac game. Like T-Mac one of my favorite players. None of my favorite players are like top 5 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite players are KG, T-Mac, Scottie Pippen, D Wade, Amari. These is my favorite
glad you
players.
said D Wade. I'm glad you said D Wade.
And Paul Pierce, and none of these dudes is top 5.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though.
Most people don't got. None of y'all got any of them dudes in y'all top 10. No, I'm sure. I can ask 100 people. I can ask 100 people, and none of them got any of my favorite players in their top 10.
Hey, chill. Manu better than Allen Houston too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Jordan.
What y'all talking about? Come on.
Yes, he only had a couple years. Remember, Allen got hurt early.
I'll give you that one, Swipe. That's a good point.
That's my dog. I used to love Allen Houston.
Take his best year and put it with Manu.
But Jordan, how Ox feels about maybe not T-Mac. We both feel very evenly about T-Mac. I thought me, Latrell Sprewell was one of my guys.
That was like my favorite duo right there. Houston and Sprewell. Love them dudes. I like him more than I like James Harden, but I'm not gonna tell you that.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Allen Houston in the era that he played in, bro. Allen Houston in the era that he played in, bro. Oh my, bro. I don't know, bro.
It was a big time 2 guard. It was definitely a big time 2 guard.
Well, we didn't get. Remember, we lost Penny, we lost Grant, and we watched Allen Houston because of injuries, all in the same relative same timeline.
Was the boy?
How long did we have Allen Houston for?
I'm looking up right now, bro, because I used to love watching Allen Houston. But remember, he got hurt. But when he got hurt, it changed though.
Yeah.
Because he went from I look at Allen Houston right now. He was an all-star. We'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 year 7 and 8, and then he had that 20 and 22 season. But he played 50 games with the Knicks in 98 and 99. Now he averaged like 20, 19, 20, 22. But it was just like He just wasn't the
Played
same.
77 games, 82 play all 82 and average 22.
But he never peaked but remember what the league he was. Even I'm saying even at that point in time,
40 from 3.
Ray Allen was around at that time, and that was the Milwaukee Ray Allen and then Supersonics Ray Allen. You had J.R. Ryder, you had Mitt Richmond, and you had Jason. He just talked about Jason Richardson, and then you had Kobe, you had T-Mac, you had Vance. The league was crazy at the 2 guard at that time.
But listen, Swiper, bro, Allen Houston shooting 40% from the tray ball.
No, he was cold. He was cold.
Bro.
But he got washed though. But he wasn't in the conversation with the other dudes though.
Big 2 guard too.
Yeah, he was huge.
Big 2 guard.
Don't forget about Eddie Jones too.
Eddie Jones
gets forgotten.
I love me some Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones was nice, dog.
That's how I feel about Eddie Jones.
I loved Eddie Jones, but y'all don't forget a few years after that, Caron Butler came through.
Caron Butler was nice. Ox. Matter of fact, you top of my head. Corey Maggette was another one of them dudes that I love.
But I hated Corey Maggette game. He couldn't shoot.
Man, Corey was cold, dog. He was cold. Stephon Marbury was going off at this time too, bro. The NBA wasn't a great place. Steve Francis, bro.
And since we doing it, we also got to shout out to Garfield and UW legend Brandon Roy, who was
going crazy later. He went crazy later on.
He'd be better than Manu Ginobili too, but
Katino Mobley, Most Neff, 100%.
Shout out.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
Baron Davis.
He would. If Brandon Roy was able to hold up, he would have been better than Manu Ginobili. 100%.
Come on, man.
I definitely.
Bro, I don't think y'all got me on an argument with Allen Houston and Manu, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Nah, you're tripping. You're tripping.
I ain't tripping. I'm not tripping, bro.
Manu was a crazy playmaker, and he was a really good defender.
I'll be a crazy playmaker with TD too.
No, that's not what it was. When he didn't have Tony Parker in them, it was just a Manu show. He was giving work.
No, he wasn't. No,
he was working. He was working people.
He wasn't.
Manu could have started on every team in the NBA.
We went through this already.
Miami and LA.
Yeah, we went through this already.
Besides Miami and LA, Manu would have went and started on every.
Why would he? He would have started on Miami and LA too.
Yeah, I didn't say he
would. I know, Ron. I'm just saying as far as the 2 guards. All I'm saying.
He could play point for them though. Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying? Like,
either Kobe moving to the 3 or Derek Fisher bringing his ass off the bench.
I feel you on that.
Manu could have started on the Spurs. Manu could have started on the Spurs.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I said you could have started on every team.
All I'm saying is
he was better than every 2 guard in the NBA besides Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade.
I disagree, but not taking nothing away from Manu. I'm just saying, bro, put Allen Houston over there with TD.
No, but even without them, he was going heavy, dog. Like when they were
going that crazy. He was not going that crazy.
We can do this again. We did this already, bro.
I did it a lot of times. He was not going that crazy without all them guys in the lineup.
Allen Houston ain't have everything Manu had. He had a crazy jump shot. He was nasty. I'm talking about game. I'm talking about just game. Allen Houston was nasty. I loved Allen Houston too, but he didn't have the game Manu had.
Manu had a better handle,
he shoot it a lot better.
Yeah, better handle, better driver, better playmaker, better finisher. Better defender. All of it. Manu was getting to it.
Allen Houston was a better shooter. That's where the love stopped.
Real quick. Hey, my man. So can I counter your argument? If I win on Sunday, you can't come around here no more. Then how about
who are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Because dude said if I lose, I got to get off a PC on Sunday. Right? This is dude. Don't laugh. No. Don't laugh because this is what you asked for. Don't laugh. You said that if I lose, I got to get gone. Right? So if I win, you got to leave. You can't come around here no more. You gotta no more of this. The people's champion. You represent the chat. You gotta go. You can't never come around here again. If I win, do we have a deal?
No, we're not gonna make that deal. By the way, I want to
shake in the chat, buddy. Put the shake in the chat.
I want to shout out Drods and Petrovic too.
But he won't though. He won't.
That was another one.
Put your shake in the chat, buddy.
Go ahead.
Somebody didn't say Mitch Richmond too.
I said Mitch Richmond. Yeah, he was cold too.
I don't know, man. I know that's y'all guy. Manu was the guy like that. You know, he was.
I think you downplay how good Manu is now.
I'm not downplaying it. I know why he do that.
I just understand nostalgia. Grew up in Houston, and he
but nostalgia. Mitch Richmond is nostalgia. Manu is basketball.
No, Mitch Richmond was basketball.
Yeah, but he wasn't better a basketball player than Manu Ginobili though.
Why not?
Mitch Richmond.
Well, we just went through it. I just went through everything. Manu was one of the best playmaking guards in the league, period. One of the best drivers, finishers, defenders, all of it. And he was a great shooter.
Yeah,
he did it all.
Okay, Swiper. I will give you what you're saying for sure with Manu. But also, I'm also a realist too. Manu did it a lot at lower scales than everybody else because he didn't have to. Now, I'm gonna give you that one. I'm gonna grant you that argument. Because lower scales because he didn't have to lead a team.
When did he not have to play great basketball?
I didn't say he didn't have to play. That's not what I'm saying.
Nope,
that's not what I'm saying.
Nope, they're not.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that.
He played with Tim Duncan.
Yes,
he played with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker.
Mm-hmm.
He don't.
Did he not contribute heavily?
Did not say that. I just said.
Okay, so in those games, in those series, if he doesn't contribute the way he does contribute, Jordan, do they win still? Do they win without Manu?
No, they don't win without Manu. I'm giving you that. But also, if I had to counter your argument and put you in a debate, I could fold you on that because if you say he did everything heavily, the numbers are average.
Yo, I'm gonna step in right now because Jordan just talked about folding Ox in a debate. And the cool thing about it, y'all, is somebody got to get folded this weekend. Precisely 16 people, because we are in a round of 32 and only, 16 can advance. Obviously, we got Saturday, we got Sunday, we got Tuesday, and we got Wednesday. And all these debaters will be debating for a $5,000 cash prize in the PCL belt. As a matter of fact, let's go to this screen so we can see who exactly is debating on these days. We have Mustard versus Real Talk on Saturday. Then we got Cowboy Bob versus King Capers. John D versus Julius C. John, you want to touch on your battle right quick?
Got a lot of respect for wild cards. I remember my first PC debate, nervous as hell. So the fact that you come up here and, try and talk basketball, which a lot of people in the chat just don't do, you always get respect from me, no matter how bad the take is. It's the fact that you came up here. So it's always
absolutely. Respect. And then we got Dion versus Rishi the Great. And then we got Ox versus Matty Ice. This is on Saturday. Tomorrow, make sure y'all tap in at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. We getting it on tomorrow, y'all.
You ain't gonna ask me if I want to touch on my debate. You just gonna ask John.
Clearly not, Ox. You don't matter.
I've asked you all week, and you said the same thing. I got respect for Maddie, but this ain't about Maddie. This is about me.
Now, I was just gonna tell the people about back in college when we used to play beer pong, we used to get a lot of Matty Ice because it was cheap. You know what I mean?
What?
And yeah.
I don't know. Saying that word ice coming from where you come from ain't it don't sit well with me.
That's crazy.
Oh well, that's all right. That's okay. You don't got to sit well. I'm just letting y'all know what we used to use that Matty Ice for beer pong. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, Matty.
All right, y'all make sure y'all tap in tomorrow and then on Sunday too. Obviously, you'll catch us on Monday, so I'm not going to necessarily get into the Tuesday and Wednesday battles. But on Sunday, this is what you can expect to see. Starting at the same time at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we got Swiper and we got Duke Did It.
Champ is here.
Then we got MTL versus Hayes. This is a grudge match at 4:30 Eastern time. Then we got Casual versus Logan from Nerd Session.
Champ is here.
And then the very next battle, we got Carson from Nerd Session versus the Champ is here.
Hey, hold on. We don't got Carson from Nerd. No, we got me. We got the Drench man, not the French man. The Champ
allegedly.
Ain't no allegedly. Oh yeah, it is allegedly.
Sunday got some bangers. I ain't gonna lie. Sunday got some bangers.
I was gonna pull up on the show on Wednesday, but
you was taking notes. You was studying.
No. I didn't want to be intimidated. I didn't want to be intimidated. That's all.
Now you know what though? After you said that, John D, I'm looking at Sunday. Sunday is a nice card too. I thought the day with Riv and ZZ was gonna be cold. I like this lineup. Just that last one is gonna be a waste of time. Chill. You it's gonna be crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my most anticipated. Just because it's like.
It's like y'all remember that stuff they did? What was that one they did? Fire Festival. Y'all remember that Fire Festival debauchery? It's gonna be like that.
Fire Festival?
Yeah, you remember that where they brought all them people out to that island to do the festival? And
he's talking about Coachella. That's what he's talking about.
No, I'm not talking about Coachella. I'm talking about Fire Festival.
I don't know nothing about that. What happened?
Oh yeah, well,
there's a documentary.
There's a reason we ain't never heard of it.
Shout out Ja Rule.
I thought he was talking about Coach.
Oh yeah, well y'all, we got Chill versus Mike the Champ at 6 p.m. Eastern in the PCL. That is probably the most anticipated battle, so y'all be sure to pull up. That's what Chill and Buddy was going back and forth about, and y'all, it's just going to be fascinating from top to bottom. We got a lot of good matches, and ultimately too. See, this is the thing, y'all. Pull up on Saturday and pull up on Sunday, but make sure that y'all get to the after party too. Now, the PCL is powered by Playback, which means after we go through all of these good debates on Saturday, we will be having an after party with the Thunder versus the Pistons at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Playback. And then on Sunday, we doubling back down with the Thunder, but this time the Thunder gonna get the belt put to their ass by the Milwaukee Bucks at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So y'all pull up. We got back-to-back games for y'all to pull up and watch. It's going to be fun, y'all. It's going to be fun.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
All right, fellas. We still got a couple more super chats, so let's go ahead and dive into these. The next one I got is from Obi the GOAT. Obi said, y'all forget the J Kid and Perk Dirk took your mans out, the top 5 duo. Dub panel, dub topic.
Took your man. Are you talking about 11?
What man?
He's talking about duo. So he's talking about duo, saying that J Kid and Dirk is a top 5 duo after they took out Brian.
Okay.
Perk Dirk is crazy because it's so many allegations that we can think about with the name Perk Dirk, and considering what he did to the Miami Heat, bro. You got to clarify what Perk Dirk is. I just want to know.
Mama didn't go there at all.
Perk Dirk.
Hey, it's hard not to go there. That's all the rappers.
Well, I
thought
Perkins was the reference. I was like, wouldn't Perkins play?
I thought it was too. Then
well, Perk is not spelled that way though. If you're doing the other Perk, so. But
hey, man, he might be from that land though, Swiper. So he don't use that terminology. So, but we need more clarification on the Dirk.
So somebody that works for a pharmaceutical company is what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about he might be from the land.
No,
from the land. You don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying. I'm saying
dry, completely dry my whole life, so I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of clarification, MP13 said for clarity, when the Bucks get packed up against Hallie, Ron's gonna come up here and use all the things y'all said, or all the things you guys said as an excuse to why they got packed up, because them boys can't guard anyone.
Well, hold on. Who are you rooting for in that series, Ron?
Listen,
he a Bucks fan.
No, George. You haven't been here. You haven't been here. No, you haven't been here long enough. You haven't been here long enough.
It's about to be some Ron. You got your chick and your side chick right here, Ron. Who we rolling with? Okay, and they both.
That's what the series is going to be. So
hey, Ron. Before you answer this question,
side chick, Ron. So
Ron, chill. Before you answer this question, Ron, I do want to say, in most cases, you'd be surprised how many men really want to pick their side chick.
And by the way, Ron, and Ron, so we clear, Ron. Ron, they know about each other too. So this ain't like this.
Hey, I'm just saying, in most cases,
see her, right?
Ron, can you stand on business for once over a legitimate question and tell us who you're gonna be rooting for?
All I'm gonna say,
you need more ox in your blood. Ox always stands on business. You are just nefarious about not picking something.
All I'm gonna say is I need the Bucks to either pass up the Knicks or I need the Pistons to pass up the Pacers, because I'm not going to be able to take it.
So, I just gave a whole detailed explanation why Brook can't play versus the Indiana Pacers, and you did not defend the Pacers at all whatsoever in that whole argument.
We talked about Brook Lopez, and we talked about the whole East.
No, we did. Okay, all right, cool.
We talked about the Cavs. You said they can't guard anybody in the East. The East got all these teams. And
Swiper, for clarification though, Swiper, my blood type is OX positive. You know what I mean? So everybody can't handle this blood type. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out.
Let's move off the blood type because I had crazy. Yeah, let's just leave it.
What? Go ahead. Superchats. I don't know where that was going.
Oh, it was gonna go crazy. So we're gonna leave it alone.
Ezekiel sent through a members chat and said, did y'all see Daryl Morey came out and said the 76ers use artificial intelligence? That's AI, y'all. When making team decisions. That is the work of a terrorist.
He ain't say that. That. No way. I ain't buying it.
There's no way.
Yeah,
wait, hold on. Fire him right now.
All front offices use AI now though. It's like it's modern. It's
to make decisions about basketball.
To help inform decisions. No, not make them, to inform. Daryl's probably on the other end. He's probably way far down there in terms of like. But this is what I'm saying though. But if you're using artificial intelligence, I'm for sure telling you that I don't think AI would tell you to sign a 34-year-old injury-prone player to a 212 4-year max.
Probably would. He probably use
no,
AI
it
to
wouldn't.
make that
It would not. It would not.
How you know? How do you know what AI would tell you?
Because you can actually
think Paul George.
No, because 538 used to do those contract projections before they shut down their site for basketball. They would tell you how much a player is worth in a long-term view based on injuries, age, and production.
It might be different software.
I know. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying that it's for work. 100%. You have to use AI now. It's just it's a part of like. But there's levels to it though. There's copy and paste, and there's using AI to form like structures on like certain things. It's a whole different thing. There's could be no matter how you give it to me, Swiper, it's just wrong to use AI to make basketball decisions.
Swiper, is AI
there's nothing artificial intelligence can tell you about basketball that your front office that you don't know. Depending on artificial intelligence to tell you something that your coach, your front office, your GMs, your owners, everybody can see. There's no place, no room for AI making basketball decisions.
Well, not making decisions, no, informing decisions. We've been using it for a while.
They shouldn't be at this table, this round table that we have, this war room that
That's just what analytics are.
No room for that. There's no room for that.
Analytics are a function of artificial intelligence, though. Like it's a software.
Fine, well, then they need to get that shit out of here.
I mean, it works.
So, Swiper, is autocorrect a function of AI?
Autocorrect, yeah, 100%. Yeah, spell check.
So maybe so I was about to say spell check, autocorrect, things like that, paraphrasing.
Yeah, like trying to tell you what you mean when you text it out, and then
right. So maybe I'm looking at AI differently because when I think about AI, I think about somebody that's not that's talking, and they make it look like this is this person saying something that it's really not them, and this is who you're getting informed decisions from. This is what I'm thinking about when I think about AI. Artificial intelligence. I don't think that's the same as autocorrect. Because I think we all use autocorrect.
There's several layers of like what artificial intelligence is, though. That's what I'm it's like. So we've been using it for quite some time now.
Well, I'm not talking about autocorrect. I'm talking about just hypothetically. I'm sure they have more informed questions than this, but just from a basic standpoint, I'm talking about typing into your chat GBT AI or whatever and asking what's the outcome if we trade this person for this person, if we sign this person, how much are they worth? You know what I'm saying? What will our team look like? Things like that. I just disagree with that.
Remember, that was Moneyball. That's what Moneyball was.
I was about to say that's the number game. And sure,
and them niggas lost. They lost to the Red Sox.
Well, they won. They won. To be fair,
since we talking about Mars Blackman and code language, because y'all brought up AI, that's code name for Mars Blackman. Where the hell is Mars Blackman?
Mars no boy. Mars no boy.
No, but he AI generated though. But he AI generated. You can ask Mars, what is the stats of all the NBA players that tie their shoes during the game? Oh yeah, it says right here they do it 85 times a season. Like what?
Mars is the Rain Man of PC, 100%. That's who he is.
Where the hell is Mars Blackman at?
He's getting a system update for the PCL.
Oh shit, somebody in trouble. God,
I mean, they already been in trouble, but now it's a wrap. Y'all can go ahead and hang it up. Y'all might as well just not even show up. Y'all might as well pull a Mike the Champ.
Mars gonna tell y'all what Mars gonna tell y'all what he think. Like he gonna be like, I know what you think, but I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna say, and then the chat gonna go crazy.
He gonna do Eminem on 8 Mile.
Yeah, bro. He gonna go straight, and the chat gonna go crazy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yo, wait, real quick, off topic, real quick. But did y'all see that when boy that played Clarence in the movie was talking about? Yeah, all like AI was really. I mean, not AI. My bad.
Eminem created. Talking about him.
Hold on, Swiper. I'm telling the story, nigga.
As you were saying, Ox. I'm sorry, Ox.
So he was saying that him and Eminem I kicked it that night for like 2 hours, and they was talking and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And he said like they shot that scene the next day, and he was sitting there like, yo, this dude's really talking about me. That's just genius right there. That's great. That's just great film. You love it.
Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Facts.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. That joint did a lot for me.
I swear to God.
That joint did a lot for me, y'all.
Nick the Quick sent through a members chat, and he said, "No Kevin Porter Jr. love. I'm sick. Ron, we playing ones. Ox 2. I'm sorry, Nick. We couldn't get around to Kevin Porter Jr. because somebody was up here blabbing about things that didn't have anything to do with the game last night. I'm sorry, Nick. But shout out to Kevin Porter Jr., a Raiders legend. He got busy last night, and he has been an amazing pickup for the Bucks, not just offensively and not just in the playmaking department, but he's been a revelation defensively for him. So shout out to Kevin Porter Jr.
But hold on, Nick. You not ready for that, bro. You still not ready for that. You my man's, Nick. I got love for you. And keep shooting the ball. Shoot it till you break it. But you ain't ready
You're not
for
ready
this.
For what?
He ain't ready for them. You're not ready yet, young fella.
Okay.
You can get with Ron, but
you see, I ain't even addressed that.
Don't bring that shit
Shout
over
out
here.
Kevin Porter Jr. Tito El Bandito said, not enough Harden hate in the world. Been a playoff choker since OKC. Get swept by the Cavs in 2018. Easy set basketball, or he easily set basketball back 20 years.
Sweep is wild as hell.
That's enough hate for the world. That's enough Harden hate to go across the room.
Sweep is wild as hell. I don't think they sweep.
Not enough.
I don't think they sweep the Rockets. I ain't doing that. No. I'm not going that far. But
they don't beat the Rockets. We're it's all revisionist history.
Y'all saying Lotto cooked B-Rabbit?
Yes,
he did. What he did?
Crazy. Oh my God, bro. He got them motherfuckers on an isolation and walked through all of them. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it.
I ain't mad at you. Tank top screaming Lotto. I don't fit you.
That was the whole battle. That was the whole battle. Snoop Dogg got a boob job.
Meathead, you said the same shit that he said. He was going crazy.
Come on, bro. Like
no, B-Rabbit smoked Lotto. I'm just talking. B-Rabbit smoked him.
And the best battle throughout the whole movie wasn't even the battles at the end. It was when him and Exhibit went at it during lunch break. Joseph said, Swiper, can you say the Tony the Tiger slogan?
I don't understand what that even means.
They're great.
That's great.
Well, he didn't say that's great.
I don't respond on a call like that. So
I hate, to be honest with you, Swipe. I hate that.
It's not like he said, "Hey, do this right now." He just asked you, man. Damn,
because he's spending money, you know.
Come on,
yeah, but you don't pay. You're not paying me enough for me just to do that. Yeah, I mean, that's
man, Swipe, you can do one for the people right quick.
Oh, man,
I'll do plenty of things for the people. I literally said, I gave them nothing but taglines just today. Glizzy appointments, 3 glizzies at a time, all of it. Like you got plenty of content.
I don't even do it. Bring that.
You got plenty of content.
Yeah, crazy.
Nathan Mahari said, my Wizards are 5-5 in the last 10 games. Post All-Star break, our young players are hooping. Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton are great vets to have. Not the worst in the league right now.
I think they're 500. Yeah, since and we actually we got some good stuff coming up. But watching the Wizards, I mean, they suck, but yeah.
Shout out to the Wizards, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Kieran, I think it's Kieran Jones. Kieran Jones said, so guys, we basically saying Steph is the best offensive weapon ever. Not just because of what he can do, but also open for other.
Definitely has to.
I mean, if we can have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that we can have that.
Name. That's my child.
Even though I think the skyhook is the best offensive weapon. Ox, on the other hand, thinks that Steph is the most dangerous guy in NBA history. I think the skyhook, because it was the only thing he had. I mean, Jabbar could do other stuff. You know, he would spin on the box, reverse dunks. He had a left hook with the weak hand. He was great in transition. But that one thing that he could do, and you knew it was coming too. It wasn't like you didn't know it wasn't coming. You knew it was coming, and you couldn't stop it.
Chill. You know, I think what you just said right there too. I think that needs to be amplified because a lot of people, you know, and mind you, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I wasn't born when Kareem was doing that, but you know, going back and watching those games, Kareem used to run like a gazelle. He'd get out on that break and be gone. I'm talking about running. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like not jogging up the floor. I'm talking about filling lanes, getting up the court. Man, that dude used to move up that court.
And Magic made it a point because that's my rebounder. That's my rim protector. That's the dude that's man in the paint. When that dude get on the glass and he pitch it out, he's running. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for Worthy. I'm looking for Michael Cooper. But when he running, when the big fella running, I'm looking for him first.
Is that it? Because I know, a lot of times people watch TV and get it like it's facts, but obviously that show wasn't completely accurate. We all know that.
Right.
But just out of curiosity, was that a thing when him and Magic first got together? Him not really wanting to play that pace, like he wanted to slow down and get it on the block. He didn't want to get out and run with Magic in him.
Well, remember what the transition was at that point. The ABA had just merged with the NBA. 2 years before Magic showed up, and the ABA was very much considered street ball, right? And that wasn't really conducive to what was going on in the NBA. So now Magic shows up with that style of play, which is very conducive to what's going on in the ABA, getting up and down the floor and running. Well, wait a minute, why are you bringing this in to the NBA? That ain't basketball. That's not the way basketball is played. No, when in reality, this is the future of basketball. This is the way we need to start playing. And no, Jabbar really wasn't. And if you take the movie out, Jabbar wasn't happy about it initially. He was a slow down big who got the ball on the block. And the idea was, we're going to speed the game up and I'm going to get you more involved in the game. And he later on, warmed up to it. But yes, that was going on.
Once he was proven that it worked.
I do think Steph could, you can make a really good argument that Steph is is the greatest offensive weapon to ever have because of how easy he makes offense for everyone around him. And it's with the ball and without the ball. Like, once again, like we'll see in transition in the half court around the rim, Steph makes offense so much easier for the players around him. Anytime you're willing to help off of Kevin Durant to go guard Steph Curry, that means something. Like if you go back and watch the 2017 NBA Finals, there was a possession in I think game 1 or game 2, like 3 back-to-back transition plays that the Golden State Warriors got. Kevin Durant took the ball off the rebound and ran straight to the rim, the opposing rim, without any resistance because there was 2-3 guys sticking on Steph Curry. Like, that is such an amazing weapon to have when you have guys who may not even be as talented offensively. It can still get really good looks around the rim or really good looks in what they do best. So you can make the argument that he is the greatest offensive weapon ever.
And I think about when I think about guys like Jordan, when I think about Jabbar, when I think about what Steph Curry can do just at the long ball line alone, and the fact that he can shoot it, you have to account for him. Like, you have to account for Jordan, no doubt about that. But I know where Jabbar is going to be, right? I know where Jabbar is going to be. Jordan in a triangle with the action that they run. Can I stay aware of him? Yes, I can stay aware of Jordan because he's on the floor. Curry, on the other hand, because he moves around as much as he does, you have to account for him everywhere. I don't just have to account for him right here or at the break. I have to account for him everywhere he is. And I mean, I just think that makes him so much. I just think that makes him so lethal.
Leaf Dig sent to a super chat. He said, Brook Lopez been better on the block than Al Horford for the last 20 years. Highly disgusting. But at the same time, Brook Lopez is still is still an all-time leading scorer in Nets history. Ron need his dreads back.
He's the all-time leading scorer in Nets history. Yeah. Brook Lopez. He was one of the pioneers of the stretch big. I mean, you got Bill Laimbeer was doing it in the 80s, where he got roasted for it, by the way. Like, that's not the way basketball should be played. Your 5-man shouldn't be stopping and popping at the long ball line. No, your 5-man, they was running sets for Bill Laimbeer. And then, you move forward with the guys like Brook Lopez, who is the traditional big, 7 foot, protect the rim like he does, plays on the block. You should be playing more on the box, but he was stepping out 17 feet into the long ball line to be that stretch big. So he got a lot of grief for that.
I don't even know why this was really a discussion. Like, Brook Lopez is a better scorer than Al Horford. But, all right. Void Century sent through a super chat and said, your Lakers fans think Alex Len is bad? Imagine being a Heat fan and watching Cody Zeller check into the game against the Nuggets and put up a -14 in 8 minutes.
That was funny.
That's funny.
That was funny to watch.
Rock Out Dude said, is it crazy for me to think that OKC could lose to Minnesota in the first round if the Wolves end up as an 8 seed?
Nope. Not crazy.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose in that first round. I can guarantee you that. Now they're gonna lose in Minnesota. Or they're gonna lose to the Clippers. Or they're gonna lose to Sacramento. Who knows? It's gonna be one of those 3 teams.
DSG Piccolo said, "Send Alex Lynn to the Guangdong Tigers."
That's cool.
I don't understand why they thought. I wish the trade would have went down for Mark Williams too, and they can just see what. Alex Lynn's he's a good NBA player. He just is not like a playable player. That's important. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like that's all.
How is that a good NBA player? So
I mean, he's one of the 500 best players in the world. I'm saying, but like obviously, he's just.
I don't think he is one of the 5 best 500 players in the NBA. There's a lot of dudes overseas I think are better than Alex Lynn.
And so it's even more.
A lot of them.
Damn.
Like I don't subscribe to the thinking that NBA players are just better than EuroLeague guys. I think
just because you play in the NBA that doesn't necessarily.
Well, I think if Alex Lynn went to the EuroLeague, he could probably be like whatever the equivalent of an all-star is if he really got in his bag. So I mean, he probably could. I'm saying I don't know. Like remember, Jeff T talked about this too. Like he said he made fun of Derek Fisher early on in the career when he was a rookie because Derek was just a role player, and Derek had to tell him like, "No, I can still get buckets, young, and don't trip." And Jeff T was a bucket, but then Jeff T later in his career he became a role player standing in the corner too. Like, so maybe Alex Lynn, the situation he's in. You know,
so when was Alex Lynn? Because look, I've liked Alex Lynn since Maryland. Don't get me wrong. Like you don't have to be a 20 and 10 guy for me to be a fan of your game, right? But when was Alex Lynn ever dope? Like when? Shit, that's terrible. Oh my god! Hey, that's the fact though. But you know what? No, because he's never been as physically imposing as any of the Plumlees. Them dudes are strong, like corn-fed type. You know, when was Alex Lynn nice? Was he nice in Atlanta where he got drafted at what number 4? You know what I mean, y'all gotta remember this is a lottery pick we talk about, and even in his prime, he wasn't that.
Damn,
he was nasty in Maryland though. Go Terps.
Is he better than Dragan Bender?
I mean, are you asking me that?
No.
Yeah, I'm asking
you. No.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think he is, bro. Dragan wasn't good. Go ahead, Ron.
Mad Max Sports Talk said, "No one team that play like those."
Name one team, Ron. What the fuck is?
Name one team that plays like those Warriors.
Bro, is it the glasses, Ron? Like, have you like?
It's basically saying the same thing. Ain't one team or name one team. You mean the same shit, you know? Just paraphrasing a little bit.
No, I don't know. I don't know. No,
I felt like the Heat were trying to do it with Bam, with them playing with Bam. But then again, he was doing it more like they were doing in Denver. I think Denver was trying to do it too, to some extent, but I just think that the player movement and the ball movement, because what Steve Kerr has is he had I feel like he had a combination of what was going on in San Antonio and the triangle. And I felt like it worked. And I feel like there's some teams that tried to duplicate it, but they just didn't have the personnel to do that.
MP13 said, "I'm not going to lie. The Bucks just suck on defense. Top 10 defense in the league, but one of the best defenders in the league, but I guess we just suck."
Brook, we?
Yep.
Which we is it? Pacers or? Oh.
He talking about the Bucks.
What are the Pacers in January 1st? You want to look that up? You know what they are? They're also top 10, I believe.
Since the beginning of the new year.
No mention of them?
Since the beginning of the new year, Swipe. I just want to make sure I'm following you. Since the beginning of the new year, the Indiana Pacers are in the top 10 league in defense.
Let me check. Let me check again. I want to make sure
because me out. Yes,
because my friend Ron over here is an avid Indiana Pacers fan, and I know that he probably knows he's at the top of his head, but because he's obviously hosting a show, he doesn't want to like throw it out there like that. Yeah. But the Indiana Pacers, they're 14th since January 1st. But if I take the sample size down to when they started going on their run,
Swiper, you just looking at sample size.
February. Well, you brought up sample sizes, by the way, just to be.
I didn't bring up. When did I bring up sample size? The Bucks are a top 10 defense.
They dropped. They dropped because their offense has been, been cooking lately. So they dropped out. But
but that's the fact. Ron trip off samples. He takes his dates to Costco.
Hey, that's a good date. For real.
They got really good. They got big pizzas. They got hot dogs over there.
Oh,
Big hot dogs.
No, I'm talking about the samples. You walk around. They walk around.
Hey.
Ron act like he's stopping.
It's an iteration. Chill. It's an iteration of speed dating. You know, so
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ox. First date I went on not too long ago. I took him. I had to go to Target to get new bedding and stuff. They went shopping with me for a first date.
That's what I'm saying. But Ron not hitting the snack bar thing after. I'm talking about he walking around pretending like he gonna buy something, and they just getting samples, talking, getting to know each other.
I'll give her an option. I'll give her an option. You want a platinum glizzy or you want to get one of these $3 glizzies? And I let her choose right there on the spot. And shit, hey, it's up to you. But,
all right, man, come on.
But nonetheless, we got a super chat from Alan L. He said, "First ballot Hall of Fame, Big Al clears."
Was Al Horford better than Horace Grant?
Talk that talk, Al. Yes, talk that talk, Alan.
I mean, at his prime. Yeah,
oh, he was not better than Horace Grant. What?
Are we sure about this?
Come on,
I like Horace, but at prime, Al was probably better.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I can appreciate the defender that Al Horford is. I can appreciate the long ball shooter that he was. I mean, Ho Grant, the glass cleaner, playing in that triangle offense, money mid-range game, great in transition.
He's not even the best Grant in his family, to be honest with you. But shout out to him though. Shout out to him.
Horace Grant was 100% better than Jeremy.
I don't even know if he was a better defender than Al Horford. So.
There was reports at that. There was reports at one time when Horace Grant was playing in the NBA that, and I didn't agree with this, but this was coming from other sources in the NBA and other teams that Horace Grant might.
Al Horford was better. I'm re-looking at these numbers still. No, Al Horford clearly was better. Like that's not even
the numbers.
I'm not even a question. Like it's just peak for peak, not even close. Not even.
I understand. I do.
And even defensively, yeah.
Let's talk about. Let's
y'all got to remember Atlanta Hawks Al Horford a lot better than people realize. He's playing a bum team.
They weren't a bum team.
No, I'm saying everybody remembers
they weren't a bum team because of Al Horford
and Paul Millsap. But I'm saying that I'm saying people think they're bum because they won 60+ games. Yeah, but I'm saying they got dog walked by LeBron, so people think they're like every time people make fun of Cleveland Cavaliers, they post the Hawks picture.
Yes, because
that's how they disrespect the current Cleveland Cavaliers.
Which is nuts. That's just not true. But not Horace Grant. I'm sorry. Al Horford. Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer considering what he's done in college and what he did in the pros, winning championships? I think he's a 5-time All-Star, something like that.
He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.
So he's a 5-time All-Star. I think he made the All-League defensive team. He finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year one year too.
In 17-18 in Boston.
Yeah, he finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year. On top of that, he won in back-to-back seasons with Florida. I think he was all SEC.
Second in Rookie of the Year, All-Star in year 3.
Sounds like a pretty good basketball player.
13 All-NBA player. He's better than Horace Grant.
Yeah, he did make the All-Pro team. I mean, Horace Grant, for all intents and purposes, he was second-team All-American.
I just want to know once we
Clemson, by the way. Since we're talking about because that's what the Basketball Hall of Fame is. It's about college and the pros. And
once we traded Horace Grant for Dennis Rodman, I want to know we got a lot better.
Well, you didn't trade. Well, you didn't trade. You didn't trade. You let him
once
walk
we
out
traded out, I'm saying out. Once we traded out Horace Grant for Dennis Rodman, we got a lot better. That's all I'm saying.
Well, because Dennis Rodman was better at what he did. That's why he was.
What are you laughing about?
That's it.
Wow, what are you laughing about?
I just seen something funny on my timeline.
On your timeline?
Yeah. I need to focus and get back to the super chats. Drink More Water said, so Lopez has a good game and it's all slander.
Yep.
No, that's not what Ron goes overboard what he says, then he gets pushback. That's what happens.
What did I say that was overboard? I said
we're not redoing this again.
That.
We have more super chats. There are more super chats to get to. There are more super chats.
All I said was Brook is like that. And y'all did not want to accept.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Right.
But Swiper, sometimes it's okay just to let people go overboard. We don't gotta hone in. Somebody say something crazy.
Can y'all please let me know so I don't do this again? What did I say about Brook that provoked y'all so much?
I wasn't sure if he said he was better than Al Horford. But I still agree. I agree with everything you said except for the Al Horford part. I think Brook Lopez has been amazing his whole career. I think he still adds value to that team. But
100%.
That's just where the love stops. I'm just not gonna say he's better than Al Horford.
I agree with Ox.
The player comparison with Al Horford is guys like Bill Laimbeer, Divac, Wes Unseld. This is the player comparison to Al Horford. I'm like, wow. I mean, those guys are pretty incredible. I don't think Bill Laimbeer's in the Hall of Fame either, by the way. No.
You know what's the player comparison for Brook Lopez?
Yeah, I don't think he's
niggas that lead that franchise in scoring.
Cool. Scoring.
Drink More Water said those late 2000 Orlando teams had shooters around ISO.
ISO, Dwight. Well, I guess if you count Dwight as an ISO player, sure. Haydu Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, Jameer. What's his name, bro? Number 20, bald head.
Michael
Petrus.
Michael Petrus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michael Petrus.
That wasn't an ISO heavy team though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about
like, it was pick and roll and 3-point shooting. It was more post 3-point shooting. Post play and post shooting.
But Ron, does that really matter that they had shooters around Dwight Howard? Number one, Dwight Howard was not a passer out of the post. In fact, Dwight Howard was somewhat of a turnover machine, passing the basketball out of the post. He wasn't very good at all at that. So the fact that they had shooters around him, I mean, that wasn't conducive to them.
It spaced the floor for Dwight to give him the ability to do what he did on the inside. I think
which is fair, yes. But it wasn't that they threw the ball into him and they were running action off of him to get other guys shots because he wasn't that kind of passer.
Yeah. Shout out Keith Bogans too.
Shout out Keith Bogans.
Obi the GOAT said, Dub Chilltown, we here for it.
Oh, Mike Smoke or whoever you were smoking with, one buddy.
I just think that it's interesting that I'm held to that standard. So if you're gonna hold me to it, you got to hold yourself to it too. So this bet can't just be one-sided, and we can't say I'm only saying it because you shouldn't lose to him. So why even say that I'm gonna lose to him then? Why even bring it? If I shouldn't lose to him, that shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. If I shouldn't lose to him, in your estimation, y'all shouldn't even be talking about that then, if that's what y'all think.
Sure, but these are like 15-year-olds. They're just antagonizing you. They respect you.
Well, the thing about it, Swipe, is sometimes months is hard, and when you can't afford your membership and you can't type in the chat, sometimes it's more peaceful. But then when you finally get a couple $, you can afford to type in the chat. We got to deal with a lot of troll shit. It's like, damn.
Yeah,
I'm still conflicted about spending $2 for the chat. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not. I think everybody should do it personally, Swiper.
Yeah, well, Ron will read my super chats anyway.
8 quarters? Yeah, I'd be so tired.
You a high roller, Swiper. You a high roller talking about 8 quarters, man. Come on, bro.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of spending, Cooper Cup. Come on, baby.
Why would he?
Cooper.
What for? What to
Cooper,
do? What
on, man.
to what? To maybe
Cooper,
to finish
to
finish second in the division.
I'm telling y'all right now. I'm gonna get this out early. We have one of the best defenses in the NBA or in the NFL right now.
In the NFC, maybe.
The NFL.
No, you're not better. I can tell you right now, off the top of my head, you're not better. You're not better than the Eagles. You're not better than Denver. Easy.
I said one of the best. Why
sure. One of the 10.
Everything?
One of the 10. One of the 10. Yeah, one of the 10.
Come on, I want to hear this take though, Ron. Don't get caught up in that. Let's hear this.
We have one of the best defenses in the NFL. We just signed Sam Darnold, who is equivalent around that same area to Geno. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he was our best receiver last year. I know y'all gonna say this about DK. Yes, we did lose DK. Jackson Smith and Jigba was our best receiver. We still got two of the best running backs in the league, or one of the best running back duo in the league. Hey, if we get another receiver or two, we'll be all right.
What y'all gonna do?
Quick question, Ron.
What's up?
Did you see Minnesota go against Los Angeles in the playoffs? Did you see how Sam Darnold reacted to all that pressure? That
wasn't his point. That wasn't his fault, yo. That offensive line did him.
I get that, but he's also going to one of the worst offensive line situations.
He is, and we got 10 draft picks. All right.
Bunch
we
of
got
rookies.
2 seconds and 2/3. We gonna shore up that offensive
line.
How did
that Russell Wilson trade work out for y'all?
What do you mean? It worked out beautifully for us?
It did. Y'all ain't made the playoffs.
Yes, they did. They got bounced by the Niners.
That's not making the playoffs, bro. They got rarefied. They got rarefied and they got put on a map, dog. That's not me. I'm talking about competitive. What I'm saying. Did y'all have a competitive?
When Russ left, we weren't in the playoffs.
I know, but I'm saying, but like the Broncos made the playoffs and actually look better than y'all did already. Ain't that crazy? With the Rook.
I never realized this until just this very second, bro. You be moving that goalpost, bro.
Was you today years old, Ox, when you found out?
I didn't even know that about you, Swap. Now that I realized, I'm like, damn, bro, that's not even what y'all was talking about.
But how'd that trade work out for y'all? What
I'm cool. Think about it. They had the 10 best scoring offense in the NFL last year with the worst personnel in the top 10. Think about it. They've already gotten better. So I'm living fine because they're going to sign a receiver. They're going to draft somebody at 20. They're going to draft somebody in the 50. They're going to draft somebody in the 80s. I'm telling you right now, bro. Broncos is getting. You better. Hey. Ice up, son.
Cooper Kupp, come home. Void Century said, Chill said, Buddy and Kareem stand on business.
100%.
Who's Kareem?
The other one in the chat that said Ox ain't.
Kareem NYC. Stand on business, Kareem.
It's the argument y'all were having yesterday. That I just would peep at every so often. That was Kareem that started that with you.
Oh yeah. He said I was
not a loyalist.
What
but
does
yeah,
that even mean that you're not a loyalist?
He called me something else. Chill. It wasn't much. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Obi the GOAT said, LOL, if you know, you know. But yes, after 2011, they upped the stock. They upped their stock. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Oh, that doesn't make sense. Can I put this out there? I think the Chiefs finish second in the division next year, Ox and Ron.
Behind who?
Denver. I think Denver wins the division next year.
Oh my God, man. Come on.
No, I'm asking the Chiefs don't look. They're not. They got decimated last year. They barely beat the Broncos last year. And the Broncos are going to be their defense is going to be way better. Number one.
Oh, what about the Raiders?
I don't think the Raiders are going to be any good. Gino, I think they're going to be okay, but I don't think they're going to be like good. I don't think they'll be good. I'm asking the Chiefs. Do they look good? They lost talent. They got four really good players in their roster.
Striper. So let's just say that
Patrick Mahomes was mid for the second year in a row, and nobody want to talk about it.
Can we just say, for instance, this is the Minnesota, the Minnesota Broncos? Would you be saying the same thing? Yes.
Minnesota Broncos?
Yes.
Minnesota Broncos. If they were a franchise that had never won an NFL title before,
would you be saying the same thing if it's the Seattle Broncos?
How many titles has Seattle won?
Won what?
One Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So if I was a lesser franchise, how would I feel?
Two. Y'all only got one? I thought y'all had two.
Yeah, we got one more recently than Denver.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Y'all don't even have
The thing about it is, don't nobody even remember that Super Bowl because the way y'all got did the year before.
2 years prior to that. You know why they don't remember it? Because they were a damn near a double-digit underdog and they won by 14 points. That's why people don't remember it. They had 7 sacks in that game.
I had to turn the TV off. I was so sick. You know, I'm a paid Manny guy, so I could not believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I turn the TV off. Turn the TV.
Superchat.
D9 said, chill. That's degenerative AI versus machine learning?
I don't know. What do people think artificial intelligence is?
Well, that's the thing, Swiper. I that's why I asked you about, autocorrect and stuff like that, as opposed to actually seeing somebody's face, one, that's not really them, or two, something computer generated to give me information about something. Do I go off of that information? Do I trust this? Because it's called artificial, which means it's not legit. So if it's artificial intelligence, that kind of sounds like an oxymoron, because one, it's not legit, but it's intelligent. That doesn't make much sense to me.
It's fake.
Okay.
Fake intelligence? Is that what we're doing, Ox? Like, fake intelligence doesn't work. You can't be intelligent and fake at the same time.
I've seen it.
Ulysses Ventura said Nikola is the Eminem of the NBA.
Eminem's one of the 5 best rappers probably ever. So I mean, I'm not opposed to that personally.
I won't argue that.
I won't either.
Eminem's crazy. People don't remember Eminem. Honestly, Ox, at his apex, was he the best in the world? Like the Marshall Mathers project.
There was a time when Slim Shady was the best in the world.
I can't say yes, but you won't get no pushback from me.
But he wrote a lot of stuff for Dre too. Like Like people don't realize M wrote a lot of stuff for all them West Coast dudes in the 2000s.
If Eminem was my complexion, you know,
the only reason why we
wouldn't have to defend him. We wouldn't have to defend him.
That's it right there, Ox. The only reason why he's not definitively a top 5 rapper all time because he doesn't look like
it's really you know
what, we don't do that with Joker though. That's the difference.
But Eminem, yeah, they do that a little bit. My thing is who they do it the most with is who Eminem really is, and that's John Stockton. You know what I'm saying it's really the John Stockton because if John Stockton was my color, he'd be the GOAT.
Right. Can me and you, and then people said Eminem is the GOAT in my opinion. Some people said Dr. Dre isn't a rapper. Where were you? This is what I'm saying. Like y'all are too young. In the 90s and 2000s, Dr. Dre was one of the most popular rappers in the world, and he was good too.
Just because you're a better beat maker doesn't mean you're not a rapper.
For 100%. Like, but Eminem was more popular than Snoop, than Ludacris. Because remember, Ludacris in 01 put out Word of Mouth, and that was after Southern Hospitality. And Eminem was still more highly regarded than Ludacris was. You had the Tupac Resurrection came out in 2001. Who else was putting out in 2001? The East Side Boys putting out in 2001. Juice. Who?
Pimp Juice.
Nelly was going crazy.
Nelly was going crazy. The Hot in Here album and all that stuff. Yeah, bro, 100%, bro.
It was a lot of good rap going on. Eminem's one of the greats, bro. We don't even got it. He doesn't need no defense, man.
Somebody say ain't nobody check for Dre rapping. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are too young.
That's not true.
Still, Dre was one of the best songs of the decade, dog.
You got to stop arguing with 22-year-olds.
Wait.
They don't know shit.
Take Still Dre off the table for a second. Y'all dudes didn't buy the Chronic just because Snoop was on it.
100%.
No, you didn't.
100%.
You did not. You bought the Chronic because of Dr. Dre. That's why you bought it.
Shout out
you didn't even know who Lady of Rage was. She got
y'all ain't seen a rap revolution since like 50 Cent ever. To this day, you've never seen somebody come on the scene like 50 Cent when Wanksta dropped, when Many Men dropped, and then In the Club dropped. It was over. The best debut ever that we've seen this side of 2000s. Not even a question.
We always bumping Dre. That's a lie. That is categorically.
Nah, I grew up around white boys because I know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Y'all just too young, bro. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't know anything about music, bro. Y'all don't know anything about music.
They literally are. They're wrecking y'all right now. Why are you letting these little boys?
But I'm saying, but rap should be this. This should be a unanimous thing. Like rap should be a unanimous thing, bro. I know, but like they don't know what they talking about, bro. Like you had to be there. You had to be there, dog.
Everybody was blasted. In 1992, Dre was everywhere. He was everywhere, including the East Coast. He was everywhere. We was blasting Dre in New York. We was blasting Dre in Jersey. It was blasting Dre in the Northeast. And if you say you wasn't, you lying. You lying.
Buddy said they wasn't.
Matter of fact, this is what I'm saying. Y'all, this is what I'm telling y'all. If you grew up in New York, you don't feel this way. You grew up on the East Coast, you don't feel this way. Dre was getting more love than Nas was. Post 93, the whole other left side of the world, Dre was getting more play than everybody on the East Coast, including Jay-Z. Since y'all want to have that conversation, Jay and Nas stayed over there. I'm talking about from the West on. It was all Dre. It was all Snoop. It was all Pac. It was Biggie. Biggie got a little bit of love, but it was all Pac. Pac ran the street. Eminem came down from Detroit. They ran the street. And then T.I., Lil Jon, Atlanta, they all stepped up. And then Atlanta took over. It was never New York. It was never New York, dog. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like
you got to stop arguing with 20-year-olds.
I'm just trying to be real, bro. Like we getting into the rap. I can step into here all day, dog. Like it was never a conversation, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. Them little ass New York MCs wasn't doing nothing. Damn.
I ain't say all that.
Boyd Century said, "Imagine Jokic on the 09 Magic team."
Wow, they win the NBA championship with JJ Redick.
I don't know.
Instead of Dwight? Are we talking about instead of Dwight? They don't even make it.
Yeah, because that team turns into a whole different team. It's not that team was built on defense. Now that team is now built on offense.
All right, I think we're underrating Joker a little bit now at this point.
We're underrating
Joker was much better. He was much better than that version.
It's not about being better. It's not about being better.
I'm saying, Ox, I understand that in this circle, that's not going to be a popular conversation.
Don't swipe it. Don't do that.
I'm saying but he was clearly better. Jokic is clearly better than 09 Dwight. I mean, that's why I don't, like
I understand your point, Ox, that team was built on defense. So if that's the case, with that 09 Orlando Magic team, even though what's his name? The kid that went to St. Joe's, Jamel, I don't know, the point guard. He didn't play. Jameer Nelson, that's what I'm thinking about. So Jameer Nelson didn't play, but with JJ Redick stretching the defense like he does, Joker's ability to pass and score. Let's not and score and rebound the way he does. Michael Petrus, Rashard Lewis was on that crew. The Euro from Sacramento. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Oh, he's strong.
Hedo Turkoglu. Hedo Turkoglu. So you add in an all-world passer, you add in an all-world scorer, you add in an elite glass cleaner in him, you add in a guy who can stretch the defense like Joker can. You add in that to all of that Orlando has. Man,
and you lose all your defense.
You do. You lose a lot of your defense.
You lose everything on defense. You know what, you basically you are a watered down version of this year's Denver Nuggets. Does this year's Denver Nuggets win a championship last year?
There wasn't an offensive player in the league like Joker at the time, though. So they would have ran through everybody. But hold on. Okay, that's cool. I'll concede the point, Ox, if you want to say it. I'm good with that. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying we still talking rap in the chat. Now, Wayne, I get with you. Wayne in the 2000s, I'm with it. The DMX in the 2000s, I'm with it. I'm with it 100%. Wayne was like that too, bro. But none of them sit here and tell me about Jay-Z and Nas and them, bro. After '95, bro.
Yeah, but was cool. All right, but easy on Jay though. Like Jay was.
You listen to
easy on Nas. Easy on Nas.
Nas was cool too.
Keep cooking Jay, but be easy on Nas.
But was he better than DMX? Was he better than DMX in the 2000s?
Jay-Z never been better than DMX.
That's what I'm telling y'all, bro. Like, now you want to talk about the GOAT?
All right, bro. Come on, we gotta get to super chats. Like,
as you were saying, Ron. Go ahead. I know we
Ray B said, stick to basketball talk, swiper. And that was about football. Now they talking about
that's
rap.
Cool. Go turn on Damien from DMX right now. Go turn when the show ends, turn this off, turn Damien on from DMX right now and just get in your zone. Get in your zone, bro. That's the kind of rap you gotta listen to. That's the kind of rap you gotta listen to. Let them talk to you. Let them talk to you.
Yo.
Work out that stuff inside you, bro.
Go listen to Damien. You running 5.7 just sent through a $20 super chat. He said, Ron, I'm a Milwaukee fan and we hate Brook too. He's unplayable against Indiana, Boston Cavs because he's too slow to hedge a screen, which causes help because we scared of the mismatch, which leads to open shooters. He wants to see more than 20 in the playoffs.
He won't see more than
20 minutes in the playoffs.
And the logic that him hedging screens. That's even worse than drop because you just attack him. You just go after him and drop because of his inability or his mobility limits. You just attack him and drop. Kind of like what teams do with the Knicks and Cat. You just attack him in drop coverage and go after him. Brook Lopez, for all intents and purposes, is a great rim protector and a great shot blocker. I won't argue that, Ron. But when you get into the playoffs, the idea is to guard space because you have to be able to guard at the long ball line and on the perimeter because teams spread you out. That is a problem for the Milwaukee Bucks. Not nearly as much of a problem for a guy like Al Horford, not nearly as much of a problem for Evan Mobley or Jared Allen, but that's a huge problem for Brook Lopez. A huge problem for him.
We'll see come playoff time.
Yep.
We'll see how much spreading y'all get to doing. Ray Montana 1 says Swiper, that leader. What? That leader Fences beat y'all 43-8. Stop.
Yeah, they had a great Super Bowl. Cool. And then didn't do anything. And then they lost in 14. Kind of a horrible play call. And then the Broncos proceeded to whoop the best offense in football and didn't even make it a conversation in 2015. And Von Miller had the best defensive performance in the Super Bowl we've ever seen. Von Miller had the best pass rushing playoff run we've ever seen. He had 5.5 sacks over that playoff run. DeMarcus Ware, Malik Jackson, Derek Wolfe. They had the best secondary in the NFL with Chris Harris Jr., first-team All-Pro, Aqib Talib, first-team All-Pro, TJ Ward, Darian Stewart, Brandon Marshall, Danny Trevathan. Ran into him. And it was over. So, cool. Great job in 13, y'all. And the Seahawks haven't done nothing. And they look irrelevant now.
We was better than y'all last year. We gonna be better than y'all this year.
You wasn't. That's cool. But you not even a Seahawks fan for real. You probably a Colts fan the way you be moving around.
We was better than y'all last year. We're going to be better than y'all this year.
And I'm saying it too, Ox. My 49ers, we would have wiped the floor with y'all too in 13. We would have whooped y'all ass, Wiper.
Who?
Yes,
The 40. I love that for it. Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. You had no pushback from me.
We would have whooped
That's
that
my
ass.
squad. But Colin Kaepernick wasn't. He wasn't. They should have won. They should have beat the Seahawks that year too. But no. But shout out, Ron. You're not winning. You win 10 games this year, Ron. I know we're winning at least 12.
We could.
They won 10 last year. 11, 10.
We'll see. I'm not going to definitively say it right now. Free agency just started. We get Cooper on Monday, and they said Cooper going to make a decision today. On Monday, my tune going to look a lot different. But once again, like I said,
leave Diggy. How am I hyping up that run? They beat Ben Roethlisberger, they beat Tom Brady, and they beat the MVP and Cam Newton, who lost one game that year by single digits. That's a sweet run.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
that is.
Well, y'all, it's going to be a sweet run to the PCL finals. And before we get out of here, I just want to put this on you guys' mind.
Am I supposed to be hearing something right now?
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
I can't hear anything either.
Y'all can't hear? Hold on.
What you doing, right?
I think people underestimate. What's up, Amber? Really being a first round exit?
I'm gonna destroy this guy just because of Mars, and just because of how Mars is treating me. Mars is treating me like I'm one of these. I'm just one of these dudes. I'm gonna destroy this guy.
I think people underestimate how competitive Chill is, and I think Mars is legitimately attack Chill for no reason.
Maybe I'm doing it for the whole time. Maybe I'm gonna get the best out of Chill.
Chill should take this personal. This has been Mars for 4 weeks now doing this. I would absolutely take this.
I'm gonna wipe the floor with this guy.
Like Chill has built an entire basketball platform all from scratch, and he's saying people lose somebody in the chat who disrespect him constantly. I would feel this. Mike is like Chill at this point is taking this personal. So like I know Chill. I know Chill very well. So like I know for a fact he's taking this personal.
Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time, y'all pull up. We're going to have a hell of a time on Playback afterwards. Pull up to the PCL. We'll catch y'all then. Ox, Chill. I hope y'all ready.
Yep.
Ready for what?